10. It is Everyday Shenanigans on this Monday, December 14th, 2020. Thanks for joining me, you guys. I'd like to bring you some information, several different storylines this evening. Sorry, I'm a little bit late, but I want to start my evening off with saying hello to everyone. I hope you all are safe and warm. It's a bit chilly here in the high 10, dreary weather. But despite that, the Queen is alive and well and doing exceptionally well this evening. I'd like to send a prayer out to Miss Mary in Virginia, my friend. I'm praying that she's well. As I told you all before in the chat last night, that I notified her through text messaging. Hello, humbly. How are you? I sent her a DM today. She did not respond, but I said to her, hope you're well. Praying for you. I'm in spirit with you. And I'm also praying that if someone else is over her telephone, I'll say that they see the message and can relay it to her if she, is not able to talk on the telephone. But I want to give you information pertaining to COVID-19. Most of you know that there is an uptick around the United States. New York City and the state were the first to get the Pfizer vaccination. State of Massachusetts, 10 News Boston is saying, the mayor is saying that they will shut down if the situation does not improve. For the fifth straight day, they've had over 4,000 new COVID-19 cases since Sunday, with a estimation of 4,677 people infected with COVID-19. As far as the New York State governor and Mr. Cuomo and de Blasio, the mayor, basically they're saying, the governor is saying, to stop the spread of COVID, people need to, hello, Patricia, people need to be more responsible because the spread is coming from their living rooms. He's saying the most spread they're getting is 74% of people gathering with one another and not staying away from one another. De Blasio, the mayor of New York City, is saying that there may be a shutdown. This was announced early today. And as you know, restaurants have been shut down in New York City. You can dine as far as getting takeout, but you cannot sit inside an establishment in the city of New York City. Now, some people were complaining about this to the governor, the mayor, and as the governor said, well, how about this? If you're complaining now about not being able to dine inside of a restaurant, wait until the person no longer has a restaurant. The owner, you don't have a restaurant, you will no longer have an establishment because there'll be no one to dine because everything will be shut down. And the law will say that no one can enter your establishment. So now you won't have any money for yourself or your employees if there is a shutdown. So that is something to ponder on for those who are complaining about the shutdown. New York, first state to get Pfizer vaccination. Let's see what else I want to talk about with y'all. There's something I saw, a notification I got about Miss K. Michelle, who is a singer. Somehow, oh, mercy. I didn't want to go here today. Miss Joelle, wherever you are, you're going to love this article here. Miss K. Michelle, an African-American artist, singer, has decided she wants to give a public statement on Twitter about Mr. R. Kelly, Robert Sylvester Kelly. She made this comment on Wednesday, December 10th. If you need verification for this said information, please log on to Vibe. She misses R. Kelly. She feels really bad watching this person who she's admired as a mentor have his life crucified in front of the whole world for their sickness. If he was here, she would have so many questions that she could answer pertaining to the music business. I'm asking, why can't she ask somebody else? But that's neither here nor there. This is so crazy. She's basically saying she took life for granted every day, never knowing that this would happen to him. She does admit when she did an album, 2014, on the track Build a Man, that Mr. Robert Kelly was controlling. She does not specify what she means by controlling, but that is her commentary in the Vibe article, that he was controlling. And she told the Revolt that she has a lot of respect for him, and he taught her the importance of music. Now, in 2019, she told Nick Cannon about the time she spent with Robert, plus the charges that have been filed against him. If I talk, everybody is going to jail, she warned. Robert Kelly is 53 years of age, and he will go to trial in early next year in New York City for federal racketeering, coercion of a minor, and child trafficking. So what's confusing to me is what is it that she doesn't understand about what R. Kelly has done in his time on top of the dirt. You see, she's like a lot of people. Her brain is befuddled by likeness. Now, one could go as far as to say possibly she messed around with R. Kelly and she's awestruck, enamored with the king. Did you hear what I said? Yeah, I said that. Because you see, to compare his illness to alcoholism, hello Terry, hello Patricia Humley, to compare his illness to alcoholism, drugs, you cannot compare the two. Because you see, his illness is deviant in nature. Seducing and coercion of children, young women, weak-minded women, young girls, paying people to fly people around the United States, paying people to be quiet, paying our family members, friends, harassment, threats. As someone said in the comment section of that article, how does that compare to sickness? And I concur. K. Michelle, you need to sit down somewhere and be quiet. Because you see, I, for one, don't want to hear anything about R. Kelly. And I don't want to hear anything about his sickness being compared to I just don't want to hear anything about it. I don't want to hear anything about him because it has been proven that he likes young women. We do not have young girls, let me say. We do not have to go back in the book with his dealings with Aaliyah. That has been proven. There has been state records brought forth in documents that a marriage license was forged in Cook County in Chicago, Illinois, of a fraudulent marriage. They paid someone in the clerk's office to forge documents. So that's been proven, and that's already been verified, and that is also going to be information used against him in the upcoming trials in Cook County and possibly other cities that he is being tried in. So you sitting here trying to defend him is, to me, sickening, because one, you're a female, but obviously you have some fascination with Robert Kelly. So we're going to pray for you. And I'm going to leave that there because I just find that just sickening and baffling that you want to go to bat for this man as if he just, has been unjustly accused by women. And I'm not saying that some women aren't coming forward to maybe get attention. Maybe some are, but I'm not one to sit here and try to judge that because I don't know the mindset of every woman that's bringing forth charges who are now also adults. Some were young at the time of their dalliances with him. Rape with him. Let's go and say rape. We'll say dalliances for a child. Rape if you were a child. Mistreated by him grown. It's still wrong to mistreat a woman. To introduce her to sexual acts that perhaps she didn't care for, but because she liked you, enamored with you, she goes along with the flow. Now, that's grown folks' business. I don't have anything to do with that. But the point still remains, he is known to be cocky, arrogant, sexually deviant, doing all type of ratchet things behind closed doors sexually. There's really not probably the best preference or high regard for most people that like to have sexual relations with another party. Hello, leader. Hello. So that's the said information coming from Vibe. If you want to log on to that article to get the said information pertaining to K. Michelle missing Mr. R. Kelly and wanting his expertise on her music, whatever. Okay, my next information is about the stimulus package. This is by Yahoo Finances. Today, the Senate announced two stimulus packages, which will cost $908 billion for vote, which is supposed to be a vote on Friday, December 18th. The deadline for funding extension to avoid a federal government shutdown. The first bill is consisting of $748 billion in stimulus funds, including additional unemployment for $300 per week for 16 weeks, assistance to food banks, rent relief, student loan forbearance, and extension of payroll protection program. Funding through April 30th. This bill seems to have a widespread support. So that is bill number one on the table, $748 billion to help us Americans. Second proposal is $160 billion, and it covers the liability protections for employer and aid to state and local governments. Each state will receive a minimum of $500 million, which is the bulk of the program, with funds for tribal areas as well. This bill has less support. So they're working on a bill to help Americans, rent relief, this thing about food banks, which makes no sense to me about the food banks, because who needs somebody to guide them to go get food at a food bank? All you have to do is Google the nearest food bank. You can go get you some food. Now, are they talking about aiding money to the food banks? That's what I'm curious. Are you talking about your aid and money? Because naturally, the food banks have to get money to buy the food to help people in need of groceries. So that's information from Yahoo Finances. I want to make sure I'm getting all my stories out. COVID, K. Michelle, stimulus, and the next story is the story that is the title of my live. And I want you to comment and give me your 411 on what you think about this story. If you need a source, it is WBTV3. A toddler in Southhaven, Mississippi was abandoned at a Goodwill drop-off. Location 57 State Line Road East, 9:40 a.m. today. The child is believed to be 2 years old. He is an African-American child, and he was unable to give his name or the name of his parents or guardians. Hours later, from numerous tips and help from the FBI, police identified the boy and a suspect was taken into custody. Surveillance near the Goodwill shows a male and a female and a vehicle that they derived from while abandoning the child. Once the police arrived, they were out of sight. The man was later found at a Kroger grocery store, and he resisted arrest after ramming into deputy cars. Detectives are asking for your help to call the local police department in Southhaven, Mississippi, if you have any information pertaining to this case, or you can email tips to @southaven.org with additional information. The child is well and taken care of. Now you know the queen gonna take off them glasses, because once I'm done reading, it's time for the queen to give you the 411. Okay, first of all, when you log into this article on Newsbreak, naturally there's a comment section at the bottom of the screen where you as a civilian can give your comments pertaining to the said information. Now, some people started off the article with saying, at least they didn't hurt him, at least they didn't abuse him, at least they didn't beat him, at least they didn't kill him. Well, first of all, the queen, I'm very analytical. I goes to the belly of the beast first. How do you know he was not beat? How do you know this little baby was not abused? How do you know if he was fed or not? How do you know if he has been left alone or not? You think he was not scared, left out there at the Goodwill drop-off center? How long was he out there? Why was he left there? See, those are the questions that everyone should be asking. The why. So some of you think it was noble that they left him out there at a Goodwill drop-off, being seen on surveillance camera, because possibly they couldn't take care of the child. Well, see, that's the whole thing about assuming. I don't know why those two, black man and woman, black female and male, dropped off the child. I do not know what was going on in their household. I don't know if the young lady decided she could no longer take care of her baby. I do not know if he was abused, malnourished, sexually abused. But the point is, Why not do it the legal way, such as call an adoption agency and say, I can no longer take care of my child, and then they will step in and aid you into legally signing over your rights to your child. And or you could have called the Department of Human Services and told them that you could no longer take care of your child, and then they would have stepped in to take your child. Because you see, when you dropped off your child, Sugarfoot, at the Goodwill, who the hell did you think was coming to get your baby? Our way. Who did you think was coming to get your baby? The state of Mississippi. And we know the odds of African American children going into the foster care system. Hello, everyone in the chat. Super Chatter Queen, if you feel the need, I will gladly appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining me. If not, you know we are still cool and copacetic. Who did you think was going to come get your child when you dropped him off at the Goodwill? The state of Mississippi. So you see, you could have easily called the state of Mississippi to come pick him up from your home or meet you somewhere if you was embarrassed that you don't want a car pulling up with the state emblem bearing showing up at your door where people can be nosy, because you know in small towns people talk. But as I state, African American children fall through the cracks in the welfare system, in the adoption process, also in the state. I don't know, Patricia, no information has been given. But Black children are hard to adopt. And it has been stated that most people who adopt want smaller babies. They want infants because they can mold an infant. They can mold a newborn versus 8 or 9-year-old. Hell, maybe even 5 or 6. Because even at 5 or 6, you have your own identity. You are a little person. You have an identity at 5. Hell, you even have one at 3, depending on how you act. So you see what I'm saying? It is the person's choice if he or she wants to adopt a baby. Hey, Just Queen, how you doing? That is the sad information. Coming out of Southhaven, Mississippi today, WBTV3 is the source. If you need verification and you go into this article about this baby, you will see pictures of a Black male holding the child's hand, walking with the child with a mask and like a floppy canvas hat on. You will also see a Black female with braids pulled up with glasses and a mask on. How interesting. You wore a mask to take that baby out and just dump the baby at the Goodwill. Now, some of you may say, well, that was the noble thing, Angela. They didn't hurt the baby. But as I state to you all, you can't speak on something that you don't know anything about. There's no verification what shape the baby was in. Just because you saw him walking, it don't mean nothing. Many folks that walked into the hospital and they left out on a stretcher. You get my drift. So the point is, what happened here? Why did this female get rid of her baby? And why, of all places, would you take them to a Goodwill drop off? Now, many of you do not know that most cities and states have an age. Hello, Yana. Have an age that you cannot drop off a child past a certain age. And I believe in some states it's 3 months, a 3-month-old baby, or a 6-month-old. Don't quote me. But every state, city has different laws about the age in which you can drop a child off at a fire hall and or hospital, church. No, I haven't heard that, Humbly. So that's my storyline. What do you think? You think it was okay for them to drop the child off at the Goodwill? Because, you know, my thing is, you know, in the photograph, you can see it was daylight. So it wasn't early morning where it was dark, where you couldn't make out the people dropping off the child. But I'm just saying, what do you think about them dropping the child off? And no one has considered, with all the yapping in the comment section, no one considered that the child was scared. You see, this is what I'm saying. You don't know what the child's been going through. You just think he was all right because he was walking, holding someone's hand. Well, he was all right. We don't know what the hell was going on in that baby's house. We don't know how that baby was treated. And we also don't know how he felt when he was left alone with strangers or outside. See, none of that was revealed in the article. We don't know if they took him inside and walked outside the business or what. Because, in the drop-off center, you can't walk inside. You leave your parcels outside, whatever you're donating. So did you all think about that? The drop-off is a donation area where you leave your clothes, your old vacuum cleaner, your old plastic trees, your stinking clothes in a bag. Yeah, the queen is saying that. Hello, Joanne. Right. You were thinking of yourself. Now, if you want to give your child up for adoption or whatever, that is your choice. I don't knock nobody because a lot of us were raised by other people. So we can't judge people for not raising their children. If they didn't feel like they could take care of their children, or they were mistreating their children, or they were having financial problems, mental problems, drug addiction. So there's all kind of different reasons why people don't raise their children. This, I feel like, was not the place to do it. Right. But see, that's what I'm saying, Ayana, is that there is laws about dropping off the child past a certain age. You can be held accountable if it's past a certain age. And I think that is the reason why they just took the child at the donation center. Obviously, probably left the child outside in the cold and then walked off. Because you cannot go inside a donation center at Goodwill. Not that I know of. It's usually in the back of the building. They have you can donate stuff at the back of the store, and then if the Goodwill has its own donation center, I've never known that you could go inside. It's just a place to drop off stuff and where people work to process the items to go to the area stores in the area. You understand what I'm saying? That child is no use hand-me-down. Well, they did it. Cheers, everybody. Cheers. That's my sad 411. 22 in the room, 12 thumbs up. Thanks for joining me. I'm so grateful and humbled to have you all aboard. Let me send a shout out to Miss Tracy in the UK. I meant to say that in the beginning. I had so many stories to bring you all updates. Tracy is getting a COVID test here short at the end of the month. She's also having surgery on her teeth. She's one of my good fans in the UK, and I'm praying for her safety, that she gets that polyp removed out of her mouth, and she also gets the COVID test done first, because obviously they won't remove the polyp without her having a COVID test. I just never heard of anything taking this long to do. It's like, come on now. This is shameful. People need medical care, dental care, and it just seems like they could have been administered a COVID test to her months ago, and she could have gotten, that polyp removed. But prayers to her, prayers to all of you, prayers to my friend Miss Mary. I'm praying for Mary. I'm praying for my community because it is dire right now, as I say to you about COVID. But yes, this story here is very interesting. Very interesting about this baby. What's interesting to me is that they did it during the daylight and can be seen and obviously identified. I just told you the guy, one of them is in custody, the male. So they went and put the 411 out there in the street and got a hit back quick. They called the good old boys in, the FBI, and they got on the horn. Johnny on the spot. And got the baby identified and got one of the suspects apprehended. And he's so stupid, you can just dump the baby off at the Goodwill drop-off, retard. Now you're going to ram your car into the deputy's car. So guess what? You picked the right state. You picked the right state to ram a car authorities' car in the state of Mississippi. We need not talk about Mississippi justice. Do y'all want me to go there? Because they still hang people in trees down there. Black folks, that is. Yeah, I see it. So, homeboy, you are a dummy. Because as I state, you went with that girl and dropped that child off. I don't know if he is the father of the child. We didn't get all jiggy in the information. But let me tell you, you just dropped the baby off at the Goodwill. They approach you at the Kroger grocery store, and the only thing you could think to do is ram your car into theirs like you going somewhere. So what? They could have mowed you down with a gun. You think about that? When you was ramming the cars, they could have shot you in your car. See, ain't nobody using their head in this situation. And you still got to stay up in that jail, Southhaven, Mississippi. I'll wait. You think they're not going to charge you with attempted murder for hitting those deputies with their car? So you done went from child abandonment or aiding a person with child abandonment to now, if they want to soup up the charges, excuse me, they can't say attempted murder for you ramming those cars. I'm trying to get comfortable in my chairs closer to this cord over here. I'm sorry. You see, people don't think about the stuff that they do. He didn't think. As I told you, when you open this article, you will see photographs of both parties, the female and the male. And he's so stupid, he done went out here and rammed the deputies' cars. So it's like, well, dude, you know you in Mississippi of all places. They will try to charge you with attempted murder. So you must want to go to prison. Because that's where you going. That's where you probably going to end up, homeboy. So guess what? I wonder if that's his baby. And one of you said, you think he made the mother give up her child. That ain't good. I sure hope not. Either way, it looks bad. Because as I just told you all, she can be charged for abandoning her child. The baby is not a newborn. He is a toddler. And they're guesstimating he is 2. He is 2. But this is what's interesting, they said. The child couldn't give his name and the name of his parents. So one would have to ask themselves, wait a minute now. What you mean? So could the baby not talk? I'm just saying. Could the baby not talk? What if the baby can't talk, y'all? When have you known a little black kid at 2 don't know their name? Don't know their mama name. Oh, Humbly, okay. So Humbly is saying that some women will give up their babies because, being in a relationship or whatever. Well, we've heard the stories of women, neglecting their children because of men, bringing in different men in their households and not, letting the relationship flourish the right way and moving people in their houses, their homes, and bringing in said men around the children and don't know what type of man he is. And then we hear the worst case scenario of the men touching the children. It goes all kinds of ways. Child molestation, rape, and or abuse, physical and mental abuse. This is why I keep saying about young people. I've been a young person before, so I can speak. I don't recommend young people having children. I just don't. I don't recommend young people marrying. I do not. Because you still have the mind of a child. Just like I saw an article today where a boy in West Virginia just murdered his parents and brothers in West Virginia. A mother and father found in a house, and I believe it was two brothers found, also deceased. So people in the comment section, different people were commenting saying 16 years old is grown. I'm assuming a black person said this. He's grown, 16 years old, he knew better. Well, see, it don't matter if he knew better. By law, he is still considered a child. Now, will the state charge him as an adult? That's the $1,000,000 question. But by law, he is considered a child no matter what crime he committed. It's up to the state to decide charges. But by law, you are a child under the age of 18. That's the law. Now, in this state, children who were wanting to be on their own and live on their own and get an apartment, or maybe was abandoned by their parents and or the state didn't want them, or the state couldn't do nothing with them, or the children were runaways. There was a time about 30 years ago, you could be emancipated from your parents in this state at about 16, 17 years old. 17 years old. You can go out and rent you an apartment or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? I do not know if that practice still goes on today, but you still treat them like adults. Send a 16, 17-year-old out here to pay rent and live. Let me read your comment again, what you said, baby. Hold on just a second. There needs to be a certain amount of respect for self and experience and living life as though taking care of self first. Right. And see, this is why I'm saying we all make mistakes. We all will act childish. You know, it's in the scripture. We put away childish things once we become an adult, but that's not necessarily true because it's your mindset that will determine if you will act as an adult. And if no one has reared you properly or taught you how to act, how to eat properly, cook, manners, clean, have respect for others, just all the things you're supposed to learn when you're growing up in a household, how are you going to know those things once you get out into the real world? You have to go out here and defend yourself. If you have not been taught anything, you do still maneuver as a child. And you know that there are people who are my age, middle age, who act childlike. I know some people right now, I need not name their names. Their mindset is of a child. They like childish things. Now, some people could say, well, there's nothing wrong with cartoons and animation and, you know, princess stories and dolls and all that. But some may say, well, but how do they act? Because there are a lot of people who are my age, they are still reliving their childhood. They are still living as if they are 16 years old, 15 years old, perhaps even 10. You have people who still like to collect teddy bears and dolls, action figures, video games. I'm just saying. And one could say they have not grown up yet. Everything's about perception. And I'm not here to cast a judgment for any of you get jiggy and start saying, well, I do that. I'm just saying, you have people who are adults who act childlike, think childlike. And to say, well, 16-year-old had no business killing his family, he knew better. Well, he possibly did know better. But he killed them anyway. And it ain't no telling why he did it. Once again, everything's about perception. Was he abused? Was he mistreated by his family? One person said, well, why did he shoot his brothers? What they do to him? I don't know. I don't know. But it is terrible that a 16-year-old would kill his brothers and his parents. And he was found elsewhere. And where the elsewhere is, I do not know, because it was not stated in that article where the child was discovered. But some family members got concerned because they were calling the house and no one answered the phone. So they went by the house and discovered the deceased people inside of the home, the family. Excuse me. You see, you don't know people. You don't know the mind of anybody. I brought you all the story the other day about the woman shot on the interstate in Nashville, and that the African American male who shot her had a troubled childhood, adolescent. He stayed in trouble. He shot at his grandmother. He shot at his sister. He shot at a nephew, which got him into the care of the state. The state finally let him go after 2 years, and he still stayed in trouble after that with a robbery case with another person. So you see, he was a menace, and the state had no right to let him go. But what did I tell you all about the state's role? The state is overwhelmed with numerous children in their care and putting them in appropriate homes, group homes. So naturally, they want parents to want their kids back, or guardians and family members to take the children in, because they don't have anywhere to house these children. And that leads me back to the story of the baby in Southhaven, Mississippi. Now this child has to go through the dirty system of the state and get placed in a home, and we have to pray that he will be treated properly in the home, and that some kind person or persons will take him in and either adopt him or raise him in their house. Just saying. That's my fear with this baby, is that whatever he went through, that he could possibly endure worse in state's custody. Because terrible things go on in state's custody. And I've brought you that information with a story of a white couple who adopted some children. And here recently, both children have been found deceased and buried on different properties that were owned by the parents. And nobody said a word about the whereabouts of these kids. And these heathens adopted them. And God forbid, probably getting some type of funding from the state to take care of these kids, medical, through the state. You understand what I'm saying? And they weren't even treating the kids right. Locking them up in the basement, all that type of crazy nonsense, not feeding them. Now they're dead. You see, sometimes the places kids go ain't no better than the place that they came from. You said if you're incapable of children and structure proper love and discipline. Well, see, that's the whole point. Is humble is that everybody, you're not going to know if you're going to be a good parent until you have a child. That's the thing about life. You don't know if you're going to be a good mother or father. You don't know if you're going to be a good grandparent. You don't know if you're going to be anything until you get in that situation and you realize, well, this isn't for me, or I'm having difficulty. That's why I said that if you find yourself in a situation, you need to. Well, humble. See, that's the thing about that. That's a perception. That's an assumption. You hope that a person would learn how to be a good mother or father, but sometimes they don't grasp it. That's why you hear such horrible stories about people, children being mistreated by their parents or guardians because somebody didn't learn along the way how to be a good parent. And then you hear people now saying, well, they did the best they could, blah, blah, blah. And then one could argue that. Well, did they know better or try to do better? Because you see, a lot of people will say, I did the best I could, even though they know they abused their kids, were mean to their children, beat them halfway to sleep, talked about them like dogs, talked down to them. They knew better, but they did it anyway. Because I see how people talk to the children, how they talk to their friends and associates. Because I know if you out here and you call me a bitch to my face thinking that's cute, slang talk, that's how you talk to your children. And you see that a lot now with the younger generation cursing at their kids. Right, I get what you're saying if you're not grounded yet. But see, like I said, the flip side of that is people still end up pregnant though. Even though they know they don't want any kids. I don't see myself as a parent. But next thing you know, the female's knocked up. And like I said, it takes two to tango. I get tired of men not being able to bear the responsibility of using a condom. You cannot put all the weight on just the woman. Yeah, she's the one who would have to bear the child, but also, you know, you don't want to be a father, pappy. You should wear a condom. See all that mess about, oh, it feels so great. I want to feel the real thing. Well, you don't want to feel the real thing when it's time to be taken to court and be have your paycheck ration. And somebody tell you got to pay so much money a month to this lady or other ladies. Now you're feeling some type of way. Now you're mad at the world because a judge told you you owe so much money for child support. Now you mad. Well, you weren't mad when you was out there having sex without a condom. That's what I don't understand about young men. Males, rather. You love sex, but you don't want to pay the piper when she comes up pregnant. God forbid you that grimy type of you know what that says, it ain't mine. I don't know what you're talking about. I hear you sleep around. We really want to go there. You understand what I'm saying? These jokers can get very ugly and malicious. When females come up pregnant, oh my. She's every son of a something. Nasty, you know what? Calling her whores and bees and all kind of nasty names. It's uncalled for. Because my thing is, she wasn't those things when you were pursuing her. She weren't those things when you were lying down having sexual relations with her. So why is she now those dirty names? Because she is now with child. Just a little 411. That is my set information. Stimulus packages are on the table for America. Praying that all of you got your stimulus check. Number one, I have not. COVID is on the rise. New York is the first city to administer the Pfizer vaccination. They may shut down the whole state. Right now, in the city of New York, you cannot sit down in a dining establishment and eat. You can't go get a drink at a bar. Have mercy. And the Knoxville area is off the chain right now. And I went out tonight. Ooh, in that cold. And you think I put that mask on? I got inside the door. Come back, wash my hands, because I don't want nothing. Because Queen ain't claiming to be in the best physical shape. You know, I know my demons. So I'm not about to get out here and act like, ooh, I can't catch COVID. Or any other disease. You know, heart failure, diabetes, a stroke. And the way I've been stressed here lately with shenanigans and buffoonery, I always say every day I get up, thank you, Jesus, because you could have took a queen on home. Because these demons, these foot soldiers have been working against a queen, do you hear me? But by the grace of God, he wakes me up every day, and makes sure I'm fed, clothed, bathed, and I can jump on this jukebox and spit the 411 to you guys. And I'm humbled. Amen. What else you all want to talk about? I'm 44 minutes into the live. I thank you for joining me. 19 in the room, 18 thumbs up. God is good. I hope you all are well out there. A lot of places are chilly tonight in America. Kind of cold, rainy. Ooh, Lord, honey. I said, I told you I was certain things I didn't want to talk about on here, but I got to throw this out here with you all because you all are my fans. You all my little puppies, my little babies. I was chatting with somebody tonight. Oh, yes, from the site. Somebody knew, it was just conversation. Nothing serious, nothing. Just hello, how you doing? And naturally, I asked all the pertinent questions starting out because I told him, I said, well, I'm going to go to the store. When I get back, would you like to video chat? So he said, okay. So I got back, messaged him. He called me. So we started talking, and naturally he was lying down in his bed. I could see he was, in his bed looking comfortable, and he was watching a drag race or something. He said. So I felt like, well, I guess I wasn't, I didn't want to interrupt his evening because he seemed like he was in tune, and that's why I said, okay, so how do you feel about video chatting with a lady, texting a lady, talking on the phone, starting out? And he let me know that he prefers texting. He prefers texting. Did y'all hear what I said? I said, well, how can you get to know somebody if you start out texting? Don't you want to talk to them a little while on the phone and then, build a, naturally follow suit, build a rapport, and then you can start texting them, through the day or whatever. And then you already know the rest. I just got a bad feeling about that when I said, wow, all I'm doing is making idle conversation. I'm not looking at it as nothing. Nice looking brother. But I was just wanting to see, where his head was at. Hear him say in the beginning if he prefers to talk on the phone and or texting, video chat. He says, well, I don't mind video chatting, but yeah, I really would prefer texting. So that let me know he wouldn't be for the queen because we've already been down that avenue already with the texters. And like I said, if you're serious about meeting someone, I don't see how you can build a rapport with he or she by texting. Hello, pretty baby elephant. How are you? Thanks for joining us. So I went on in here. I started fumbling around in here trying to get ready, to get on this live for you all. I said, well, let me check my phone before I get on here. And Lord have mercy, I had missed a message from him after I got off the phone with him. And he asked me, y'all gonna love this. He asked me, do you like drag racing? Right, humbly, exactly. A person wanting to text only is not wanting to be transparent. You're right. Now, he made a comment saying he prefers to see the person in person, which threw me off because I thought, well, if you don't live near a person and you're trying to get to know her, then the video chat is all you have to see facial expressions. So I'm not getting ready to go drive to Virginia so you can look at my face and see the expression on my face to say, okay, I hear where she's coming from. I see where she's coming from. Okay, she frowned when she said that. Okay, she smiled when she said that. No, baby, that's the purpose of the phone. That's the purpose of the video FaceTiming. It's so you can see a person's reaction while you're speaking to them. Like I said to him, when you continuously text, you open yourself up to be misunderstood because a person can misconstrue a text, especially when you do run-on sentences. You do not put periods and commas in there. Lowercase letters like your child writing. Yeah, I said that. You get my drift. So once he let me know he was a texter, he'd rather have you sitting right there in his living room talking to you. Okay. And then that text he sent after we hung up, do I like drag racing? And I thought, well, King, no, I don't. And that's what I replied. And so then it dawned on me, damn, he didn't even let you get off the phone good. He didn't let you get off the phone good before he already started texting you to let you know he kept his word. He said he liked to text. So as soon as he hung up, instead of him continually watching his TV program, he sent the queen a text to say, hey, do you like drag racing? And I replied, no, I do not. And then I went on and jumped on this live and thought, boo-boo, Queen ain't getting ready to do this with you. I've just video chatted you. I video chatted you to see if you wanted to talk, to converse. But obviously, you were more into your TV program, so I cut you loose because I had something I had to do. And then you already let me know. Only thing you want to do is text. So you already let me know we're not on the same level. We got that out the way, first and foremost. And then you went on and texted me anyway after you just said you was trying to watch a TV program. So I guess you thought I was gonna sit here and go back and forth with you and text with you after I just got off the video chat. Oh no. Oh no, baby. Oh no. Queen already been on that road already. Do you understand what I'm saying? Queen has already played the texting game with two different people in the past couple of weeks. I was not getting ready to sign myself up for that. Thank you so much, Palace. Thank you. I wasn't even. And he was a nice looking guy, a veteran that's out of the military. So could have been a good prospect, but not for the Queen. Just saying. And I didn't go into it looking that it would be anything because I already told you all I wasn't going to try to be, meet and greet with anybody. But he messaged me, so I just went ahead and, responded. But, well, pretty baby, you are fortunate. You are fortunate. Any woman out here who is married, any man who's out here married, happily married, I commend you. Thank you, humbly melanated. Thank you. Well, that's what I don't understand is that if you see a person profile or out here in the street, wherever, you decide to reach out to them and try to get to know that person, I just don't understand how your mindset would tell you it's okay to just continuously start out your conversation with texting them. To me, that is a young person's way of communicating. Because young people can text all day through work, get home and text continuously, bouncing forth over here to Facebook, Instagram. You send back a reply and they log out of that, then type, then go over here, check this, pull this up, respond again to Pookie Ray Ray, and do that for hours. But it's like you're a zombie. You are a zombie when that's all you're doing is texting somebody back on a social media app. And it doesn't matter if it's Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, the DM, the date site, it's all the same. Well, you are blessed, baby. You are blessed. But as you see, the Queen is looking dapper tonight, and I'm not worried about any of it. I'm not worried about any of it. I'm cool with everything that has transpired in the past month, in the past weekend. I'm cool with everything. So I want you all to know that. I'm not fretting over anything. I'm not, about to blow my top or go off or cuss anybody out or say anything. I don't care. I will tell you something I saw too. This was early in the morning because I was up late watching music videos. And this is true. This is true. If you care enough. Some guy sent me a message late in the morning. And all it said was, okay. So obviously he read my bio. And yeah, I threw out that I was on YouTube. I sure did. Because my plan is I will be choosier in who I message, conversate. So I went on and put that in my profile the other day. What responses I would get. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I tooted my own horn saying, up and coming YouTube sensation, blah, blah, blah. Then I go in and tell you what my likes and all that. So I'm thinking to myself, is he saying, okay, okay, you doing that? Okay. My thing is, okay, what? You talked to me before, 2 years ago, nothing paying from it. Stop calling, woo, woo, woo. So what you jumping on in my box for when you see my profile 1,000 times. You change your damn picture every week. You go in a little box where you meet the guys, and I go in there and just, browse the photos. And this fat faced joker got different pictures of himself. And I'm like, how the hell does he have all these different photographs and profiles up? I thought you only have one profile, per name. So I thought, well, hell, he probably using different devices or something. So that told me a lot right there. And then not only that, I've seen this fat faced joker on another site that I was on. So he's rallying on both sites with the different photographs, like he, Don Corleone somebody. Ooh, bye, baby, because you're not. Ooh, I said it. But the point is, I met you 2 years ago. So why would you now jump in my box after I know you've seen my profile on both date sites and then say today, okay, so guess what Queen said? Block. Ain't nobody getting no response out of me unless I want to respond. And if I have talked to you in the past on the site, you and I don't have anything to talk about. Because my thing is this: if I talked to you 2 weeks ago, 8 months ago, a year ago, if you and I did not try to meet and greet, we didn't continue a phone conversation, friendship, whatever, I fell off, you fell off, then that's what it is. It was meant to be, which was nothing. So I don't understand why you want to jump on my box and keep saying hello, 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 pretty lady. I get that from all men, white, black, whatever. Hey, 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 hey. Hello, hello, hello. Can I come see you? Can I come meet? All kind of crazy stuff. And my thing is, what is there to talk about? We've spoken before on the, in the texting game. If it didn't pan out to be anything, you didn't never say, well, hey, would you like to get together? Would you like to go out to lunch or dinner? So if you never even asked me out to eat, I already know what time of day it is. You see, it's not like talking to somebody living in Atlanta or Maryland or Chicago. They don't live near me, so they can't come take me out. Okay, pretty baby. I love blocking Facebook stalkers. Well, I've had to do it recently on Instagram. Yesterday, I had to block somebody off of Instagram because I feel like this person and I, we don't have anything going. We don't have a good relationship. So there's no need in him stalking my pages and trying to see what I got going on and what I'm talking about because there's no respect there. And there's just no respect. So there's no need in this person looking and seeing what I got going on and watching my photographs and all that. To me, that's pointless because I know that eventually he's going to want to send me a message. And if I feel bad enough, I'll respond, oh, how you doing? But I really don't want to talk to him because I know there's nothing to talk about. Because as I state, there's no respect there. There's no respect between the two. So there's no need of me pretending to be cordial when I know all he's going to do is say, well, hope you well. I really miss you. I'd like to talk to you. Can we video chat? And that's just going to lead me back into a place I don't want to go because as I state, there's nothing there. So there's just no need in fueling the fire. Just leave it alone. But yes, that was interesting to me. Okay. Yeah, okay. Queen, okay. Queen doing she. Queen trying to come up. Queen trying to have something. The queen that you talked to 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, you went on and did your thing, which is cool with me. Know that the queen is not angry or bitter about nothing. Because, like I always tell people, when people show you their hand and what they're made of, then you accept it and then you move on and you go on your separate way. It's no big deal. You know, it's only a big deal if you really like the person. You know what I'm saying? You really were interested. But what you also still have to tell yourself is that you didn't know the person, that what they brought to the table was not proper. And you will move on. And there'll be a day when you will forget all about him or her. And guess what? You'll even forget that damn name. Because I forget a name quick. You hear me? I don't know if that's early dementia or ADHD. But guess what? I forget your name real quick. Yes, I will. I'll forget your name real fast, honey. Get gone. Stop calling. Look, stop calling and messaging. See how quick a queen will forget your name. I surely will. Your name is what? I don't know. I don't know you. Oh, 17 in the room, 22 thumbs up. Thank you so kindly. You all are so good to a queen. Baby, when I say it's chilly up here. Oh, okay, me too. I don't care at all. Get on somewhere past 10 degrees. So fun. But yeah, I mean, that was just something I thought was funny. I thought, wow, he just jumped on and sent me a message. Wow, it's like, it's been 2.5 years. You done seen my profile 1,000 times. You ain't never spoke again. So it's like, why would you jump on now? I just thought that was just like, it's brazen. But that shows you how bold these men are. They can talk to you, have visited you, could have took you out on a date, whatever happened with you, and then fall off and you never hear from them again. And then they'll wake up out their slumber 6 months later, a year later, and message you through either your phone number, your DM, or your the date site or Instagram, however they reach out, and then just start, hey, how you doing? And I'm like, well, Pookie, I didn't send for you, baby. I didn't send for you. So what you need to do is crawl back in that little hole you've been hiding in. Stay your tail down there. Because I didn't send for you. That's how I feel about it. Don't call me. Please don't call me. Do yourself a favor. Don't call. We don't even have to have no misunderstanding. Well, you know what the thing is. But look here. This just shows you how bold people, these men are. And I probably got some women like this too. How can you tell somebody why you ain't their friend? Oh, okay. Well, good, pretty baby. Hope everything works out. But how can you just dial somebody's number up knowing you have not talked to the person, you have not been friends with them, you have not tried to stay in communication with them, whatever the reason was, you cut them off, ghost or whatever, and then just jump on 2 weeks later, 3 months, whatever time frame, and act like everything's Gucci. I just, that's what gets me. It's the falling off, especially if I was digging you or you was perpetrating like you was interested, and then you fall off, and then you wake up out your sleep 3 weeks later, whatever the time frame is, and start talking to a queen like we've been talking every day. It's like, wow, what's the deal? Hi Dot, how you doing? Oh, I meant to tell Edward hello, because I think I saw Edward earlier when I jumped in. I didn't speak to him, but I just think that's sad to just cut somebody off and you talking to that person like you were interested. That's what's weird. And then poof. Well, somebody might be saying that about me. Like, well, I was talking to her and then she just act like she don't care. So I think there's a few men I've talked to that could say that about me. I'll go ahead and say that about myself. Well, I wasn't interested. You start digging at the queen, trying to give me advice what I should do. My thing is this. We all got some things that we could better ourselves as far as financially. If you're an apartment at this age, most people think, well, I should have a house. Well, I should have a house. Okay. Somebody might think you should have a better car, a better truck. You should be educated. You should be this. But that's the thing. We all could dig in people's closet and say, well, I think you would look better if you'd have done this with your life. But in the end, you either going to accept the person as they are, or you just going to move on about your business. But I'm going to tell you something. And I didn't want to get into this because I said I didn't want to bring up nothing old on this live. But I'm going to say this. somebody who live with somebody else and grown with a job don't need to give nobody no advice on nothing. How about that? You living with another person and you work every day, you can't give me advice on shit. I see it. And if you offended, oh well. But I don't need advice from somebody new who don't know me, don't know my situation, don't know what I've been through. And if you sitting here, a grown person who makes allegedly a certain amount of money, allegedly a professional, you can't go out here and tell somebody else what the hell they should be doing or what they should have when you don't own a house or apartment your damn self. I said that. Now I'm keeping that real because you don't have the room. Because you see, in the same breath, you telling me or somebody else what they should be doing or should have. Somebody can look at you and say, "Well, damn, you don't own a barn or a trailer. You don't even got a shed. So how you 40 years old or older, and you still living with a friend, a family member, a relative, a child, I mean, whomever the person is, you don't own your own, so you can't go out here and pass judgment on what you think another person should have. You think a person don't know what they need. Everybody know what they need. Everybody knows what they need. You don't need an outsider to come in your peripheral and tell you what you need to be doing, what you need to be doing with your money, which is so ever. Because if I didn't tell you, I didn't ask for your expertise, I didn't complain to you, then you don't have no business schooling me on what the hell I need. And I don't like that. Because I think that a grown man who works every day should have his own place. Can I get an amen in the chat? That's just how I feel. So don't tell the queen about nothing. Thank you, pretty baby Ellen. No, because some men are like that. A lot of, they think they can tell you about what you should be doing and what you should have. And it's like, well, if I was to go in the book of life and start, digging at what I'm seeing about you, there's some things I think that you're not on top of your game about, but you wouldn't want me to say it to your face because then you'd be offended and you feel some type of way. Well, I mean, it's sad. Hello, Deborah. It's sad because I know we all are judgmental. We all judge people. Okay, just like for instance, I'm going to go here with another situation. Because like I said, I do not want to dwell on that old madness from last week because I don't even want that person even thinking they got a queen wrapped up into them. Hi, Deborah. Okay. A female is talking bad about another female not raising her children properly. And she's depending on the baby daddy too much. She needs to learn how to get out here and depend on herself and this, and this. Well, what I find funny about that is this. You're going to sit here and say, she needs to do better as a parent. She needs to be more responsible as a parent. She needs to keep a working car or tires on the car for the children so the children don't be in a wreck, this and that. Okay. But one can look at you and say, since you don't have no smaller children at your house no more, your children are grown, one could say, you need to get off your lazy ass and clean your house. You need to clean your house. You need to put your things up, fold your clothes up, get your shoes out the floor, get your stuff out the floor, mop your floor. See, everybody could look at people and what they know about them, throw daggers on what they should and should not be doing. Maybe you feel like, well, I don't have small children. I don't have to keep my house clean. Well, but you don't need to be worried about what she's not doing as a mother and her not wanting to reach out and get help to better her situation and circumstances and not rely on the trifling baby daddy. She will learn all that when she becomes destitute. Because see, I've learned that about life. Certain things you can't tell a person as far as helping them to better their circumstances. They have to learn on their own. They have to learn when the lights are cut off, when they get an eviction notice, when the people come and seize the car, what they should have done. Then they will know. But you trying to tell them, you in their peripheral, and they are offended. Because grown folks don't like grown folks telling them about their business. Just like I said, she wouldn't want nobody talking about her trifling ass not keeping her damn house clean. I said it. I said it. That's why sometimes it's best just shut up. You see your friend falling by the wayside, they don't want no help to better their situation, just leave them alone. Well, humbly, people do it every day. Okay? That's why I said, you want to judge this person for not doing what you think they should do as a mother, that they need to be more hands-on and a go-getter and take care of their situation and their car business. And well, we already know a person can't afford certain things. Obviously, that's why they don't have it. So if the girl didn't want to buy a tire for her car, that's on her. I don't know her spending habits. So she'll go get one when she blow one. When she on a donut, guess what? When the donut blow, then guess what? That's when she'll say, oops, I need to go buy me a decent used tire or whatever she can afford. That's the point. But you can't make her go buy a tire. You can't make her get an extra job or more hours for her to take care of her kids or do better raising her children. And now you want to say her other friends saying the same thing about her. She ain't doing right with her kids. Well, I told myself, well, we can go up in that person's house and probably see some stuff about her that we don't like and agree with too. Because if the queen was to bring the 411, I could say about that other friend, you having sex with your first cousin's baby daddy. Anybody out there in the chat? Now you see why I said sometimes it's best to keep your mouth closed. You want to talk about your friend. This chick over here talking bad about the girl. Then allegedly she's saying another friend and talking bad about her not doing right by her, about raising her kids, and they had a fight or altercation. Well, that other friend can't talk because you screwing your cousin's baby daddy. Now, is that a good thing to do? You want all your friends and family members to fall out just so you can get some ding ding from your cousin's baby daddy? And you know that ain't right. But that's the point. Would you like for someone to come to you directly and say, hey, you ain't living right. Why you screwing that man when you know that's your cousin's baby daddy? And whether they have a relationship or not, you don't have no business having sex with him. But now you all over here in this girl Kool-Aid telling her and fighting her allegedly she ain't a good mama, ain't doing what she's supposed to do. And then here come the other chick, she's saying the same thing. I think all y'all need to shut the hell up and go mind y'all business. Because I'm looking at all of you and I don't see favor in neither. And that's coming from the queen. Ghetto ratchet conversations that I don't even like hearing. I don't want to hear nothing about nobody's baby daddy. Them kind of stories the queen don't like. I'm telling you, I don't do them type of stories. I know when I first, it was a few months ago, it was a Sunday. Oh my gosh, it was a beautiful Sunday. And I heard some hollering and screaming because I had my balcony door open. So I was like, what the hell's going on? So I go outside and look outside and I couldn't see, through the trees. But there's a parking lot in front of me and, a little ways over from my balcony, over from the creek. There's a building, one of the first buildings that on the property rather. And obviously these heifers were out there arguing. Well, I didn't find out till later that one of the people I'm talking about right now in the situation, uh, her cousin came over there and approached her, I guess, about her sleeping with her baby daddy. And I thought, what kind of mess is that? What are you young people doing with yourselves? I know we live in a small area. The men are not available. But baby, you couldn't go out here and find another dude from another town to lay up with. You're gonna have sex with a guy that has a child by your first damn cousin or cousin rather. What the hell is wrong with you? Yeah. Or y'all second cousins rather. Y'all mamas are first cousins. Let me rephrase that when I go back and look. Right. Their mothers are first cousins. So they are second cousins. But still, you got this girl coming over here showing out broad daylight savings time, arguing with you about a man that you laying up with, and you laying up with her baby daddy. But now you want to go over here and get a 411 allegedly about what this girl over here ain't raising her kids right. And then y'all other little acquaintance, she putting her 211 in. And I thought, all y'all need to sit down somewhere. Queen don't get down with none of that type of foolishness. I look, I don't even want that in my periphery. That's why I'm glad, well, I don't hang with none of them. I don't care, because those are kids. I'm on enough to be their mama, so it don't matter what they talking about. Pretty baby effing. That was the topic of my story yesterday. Is it okay to date your friends, relatives, exes? That's what's the subject yesterday. Because you see, this is what's foolishness. Okay, Patricia. She said she back. She had to feed the pups. That's what I'm trying to say is that you have to think about the decisions that you make about yourself, especially the people that you meet and slumber with. And I just think it's a bad idea to sleep with people who have messed around with people that you know or related to you, was your friend, best friend, because you know you asking for trouble. I don't care what that man said to you or what that woman said to you. You have to have common sense enough to know you are asking for trouble. And especially if you live in the small town or the area, people are going to see you all together. People are going to see you, her, whatever, going to each other's homes. You know, people talk. They see your car's known. Damn, what is car doing over there? Ooh, no, it ain't. Next thing you know, somebody on the horn. Man, I was night and I seen Roscoe car over there at Tamika house. What he doing over there? I thought, he got a baby by her cousin. Bye. Now the word's on the street. Now the word's on the street. You see what I'm saying? Why are you asking? Putting yourself in that predicament. You're putting yourself in a crazy situation. And like I said, we've all made mistakes. Fooling with people that don't mean it's no good. Even if it didn't have anything to do with somebody we knew and or family members, man, or whatever, you just get yourself put in crazy situations. Right. I can tell you now, I got two sisters. I got a middle sister that lives in Chicago. I got a baby sister that lives in Milwaukee. And I can tell you, I don't want nothing them heifers and slept with. Excuse my French. I don't want nothing they done slumbered with. Because I saw one a year or so ago. And let me tell you. And guess what? He had been living in Nashville and had hooked up with my sister, but that's a whole nother story. But the point is, he was with this one, that one, got with my sister. Turbulence. I believe he was using my sister, my middle sister. You know, because she drive a real nice, fancy car. And I think he was just using her for that. She's a homeowner, whatever. He's using her for that. But that's her business. But the point is, he was nothing to look at. Baby, where your grill? Boo-boo, where your grill? And that may sound hurtful if they hear this video, see it, but I'm just keeping it real. Don't want it. She said the wedding day. Golly, girl. They gotta wait that long. They gotta wait that long to meet the family. She said, wait till the wedding day. Dang, that's a why. Why you wanna wait till the wedding day? I can't. Patricia. But you know what? I was thinking that tonight when I was watching the Housewives of Atlanta. Cynthia done got all them heifers over at her house. And Mike finally come back up the stairs and he listening at the new girls talking and he looking. And because Mike is a tall drink of water, that Mike Hill, baby. That's my little yellow boy crush right there, Mike Hill. But I was sitting there thinking, that's how things get jumped off. If he'd have stayed up there too much longer, somebody would have got jiggy and decided they want to start talking to him, making comments, asking them personal questions. And then they'd have put their foot in their mouth. And now Miss Cynthia Bailey would be feeling some type of way. Because women who are messy would do that. And God forbid she have a man who ain't proper. And he might want to get too friendly. You know, flirting with her friends, associates. Because you do have some men like that. They will flirt overtly in front of their woman. And see, that's the type of man I don't want. If I even think you making derogatory comments or little sly comments, that would be the last time that you will ever be around anybody that I'm cool with, ever. Now, you out there on your own talking to some women at a bar or function, that's on you. But it will never be with I. Because if I see you Googling and you cutting your eye over at she and all that, you already letting me know what you about. Because you see, a decent man is not going to do that in front of his lady. Make googly eyes at other women and or start making derogatory comments. If you're in a relationship, don't invite me to your house. Y'all pillow talk. Girl, so crazy. But I'm just saying, that damn Kenya, I don't care for that heifer. And I wouldn't have her around my man. Y'all knew that from when that mess with Phaedra years ago. If y'all watching Real Housewives of Atlanta. Kenya lonely. Her husband don't want her. So guess what? You think she wouldn't be eyeing your husband, your separated husband or whatever? Of course she would. Because to me, that's a sneaky heifer. That's a sneaky black heifer. Yes, she is. And that's just my opinion of her. I don't care for her at all. Now, I don't care for how that man had been treating her. But I said, you know what's good for the goose? You got to think. You out here doing sly stuff with people. And then next thing you know, you got a relationship. And then you realize this guy is not treating you well. You had a baby by him. Maybe some of that karma is coming back home to roost. Just saying. Well, and that's what I'm saying humbly. Yes, Kenya has been a dirty beast. And I think, it was sad to say that when she started having problems with that husband. I said, she's getting back all the little nasty comments, the sly comments. She's getting all that back. And I don't know if she can even partake in a real relationship. Because one, this is something that people really don't think about. You're not good really as a person, as a friend. So how are you going to be a mate to a man? And I don't think people really realize that. Because guys don't really want to hear girl talk. But maybe you should listen in on some of a woman's conversation with her female friends, how she interacts with other women. And you might decide that she is not for you. Because how women talk with other women, sad to say, is an indicator what type of woman she is. We all are entitled to laugh and shoot straight from the hip with our female friends' family. We all entitled to that. But I think a man needs to get a glimpse of you when you don't think he's looking or listening. Same with you and him. And you can see a side of a person that you had never seen before, and then you will know what you're dealing with. She's a sly devil. So a guy meeting her, he doesn't get to see that side in courting her. But if he was to sit back and watch how she maneuvers with women, and the slick stuff she's done and said, he'd realize, you know what? Nice looking lady, but she's not for me. That's why I said that queen got a lot of work to do. But she's very honorary. She's very cocky. She talks too much. She loves to talk about herself. To me, she's a narcissist. She loves to talk about herself and act like she all that and all that old crazy stuff about twirling and twirling. But nobody care about no twirling, you and them dogs. Don't nobody care about that. Don't nobody care about none of that. You need to be twirling around your man. Don't get too comfortable with my family or friends. I'll cancel him. Why, Patricia? Why? You don't want your man to be friendly with your family members? Why is that, honey? Please explain. Explain to the queen. You don't want him to like your parents or family and sisters and brothers? Most people want their man and woman to get along with their family members. Oh, your family's scandalous. Well, and that's the point. Everybody knows their own relatives, brothers and sisters, especially if you have facetious brothers and sisters and parents too, that like to gossip, keep up stuff, carry a bone, because there are certain people you just cannot take your friends and family around, vice versa. You know what I'm saying? You can't take your mate around your sister, your brother. They talk too much. They like to stir up trouble. They'll talk about your past and what you did and who you was with and what happened, when all in all, those are things you are supposed to tell that person, not your friends or your family. Because you have to remember, you go running your mouth and you start telling stuff. Oh yeah, she used to do this. She known for this. She can't do this. She's been in trouble. She's an alcoholic. Guess what? He gonna go back and tell her what you said 9 times out of 10, and definitely put their name on it. Incest. Now, what that mean? Girl, start. Now, don't start going in the belly of the beast 1 hour and 27 minutes in. Now, don't you start. I'm trying to keep the live not so depressing. Not so depressing. Because I'm trying to be civil and watch my tongue. So just in case I say I have some newcomers, newcomers come on last night, they would have thought, oh my gosh, she was going out, wasn't she? Wasn't that. It was just, I just decided to voice how I felt with my fans, about what has been going on. But as you all see tonight, I'm real mellow and I'm copacetic. I'm in good spirits. I'm happy and I'm not letting anything rock the boat or bring a queen down. Hello, Katina. How are you? Hello. We just talking about different things, darling. Talking about relationships. They talking about not bringing people around they men, not having their men around their family members. No, people look at the title and they jump in right now. They be like, they ain't talking about no little boy being abandoned at the Goodwill. Okay, I got you. Well, we all have demons in our lives. We all have secrets that we probably don't want to divulge to the public, and that's your right. I don't think you need to explain everything that's ever happened to you in your life. Now, some people say they like to be transparent, but I always tell people you can tell too much about your life and your past, and it will come back to bite you. Now, a lot of people don't think that, but one thing I've learned about human beings, that when we get crunk and we get pissed off at people, the first thing we do is go dig up stuff that they've told us and throw it in their face and talk about it behind their back. Everybody knows that. So this is why I say, don't tell everything. I've met people in the first conversation, they'll tell me that they're a recovering addict, recovering alcoholic, they in a shelter, they in rehab, they've been to penitentiary, they on parole. Why do you feel the need to tell me that? You don't know me. You think because I got a smiley face, a nice demeanor, that I'm somebody you should trust with that information? See, that's where I have a problem with people. Stop trusting people who conversate with you and assume that they are decent and that they will hold your secret because in your mind you're saying, "Well, I don't care. It's public information. What I did 5 years ago, 10. I'm redeemed. I'm living right." Well, it doesn't matter. You can be living right. There's nothing wrong with trying to live right, but you don't owe people explanation about your trials and tribulations. You don't have to tell you were raped at 5, raped at 15, molested. That shouldn't even be an opening conversation. Your mom and daddy don't like you. You don't get along with nobody. You ain't got no support. You ain't got no family. You need to be very careful the stuff you reveal about your life. And I keep telling people this, and a lot of people won't listen because they want people to say, to believe, well, I'm transparent. I don't have anything to hide. It's not about hiding who you are. It's about knowing when to reveal yourself. When you first meet somebody, such as going in the grocery store, you're bumping into somebody in the fruit aisle, you start talking about the melons. Do they need to know that you was molested? Do they need to know that you about to get put out your house? Your house is foreclosed on. You just got out of rehab. That's what I'm saying. You have to pick your battles and timing of things. Well, and see, a lot of people don't know that. And that's why I say this to people on the live, because some of you are not from the dirty South. People here in the South talk too much. They tell everything they are going through. They walk outside, and as soon as they see you, well, I'm telling you, tell everything as soon as they see you. You can walk outside that door right now and speak to somebody, and the first thing out their mouth is, I just had surgery. They found a lump. It's cancer. Blah, blah, blah. My daddy did this. Such and such said this. Oh, Lord, what happened to this? The car broke down. I need a transmission. I mean, just all kind of stuff that you like, well, wow, damn, I just said hello. I just said hello. If things aren't working out well that day when I spoke to you, then just say, Miss Angie, I ain't feeling the best, but thanks for asking. That's all you have to say. You don't got to tell me somebody stole your bank card, money missing out your account, you behind on your rent. You get my drift? You got to know when to just say, I can't tell people everything about what's going on, even if I'm just angry and I'm upset, I'm mad at the world. You got to know when to be quiet. Now, I've seen somebody lately that said they don't mind telling people what they're going through. I just said, well, okay, that's what you want to do, Queen. That is your business. That is your prerogative. You think it's okay to tell complete strangers everything about what happened to you yesterday in your past. And I'm just trying to understand why you think that's a good idea. And especially even here on this YouTube platform. You don't need to get up here and tell everybody everything that went on with you yesterday and 5 years ago. Thank you, Patricia. Love you too. I don't owe you all that. I don't have to. Hello, Sonia Coral. How are you, darling? I share a few little things with you all with the date side thing because I just feel like, well, I was going to tell them that, that I'm on the date side. I'm currently looking for a mate. I think it was no big deal, but I also know that could bite me in the ass too. Oh, I see. Well, see, and that's the whole point of why I said that you have to be careful what you tell people. Sometimes, you saying to yourself, well, I am well, Sonia. I'm in good spirits. Yeah, your bank card, everything. You go to this certain person because you trust them, obviously. And you say, well, I'm going to tell Pookie Ray Ray, I ain't had a good day. I'm mad at my boss, whatever. But hell, you ain't expecting to see it on a billboard. Yes, they would use thank you, Katina. That is the point I'm making, is that when you start telling stuff, the first time you fall out with somebody, 9 times out of 10, they getting ready to go tell somebody what you said. And next thing you know, 20 people know something that you told only one person. Because this person decided they don't like you or they don't like something that you said. So now they come out and say, well, girl, let me tell you what she said. And that, when it wasn't even not worth you telling. But that's the whole point. You can't tell somebody what they're going to say and not say. That's why they tell you have to be very careful what you talk about. And if you have revealed something to somebody, let's say, and you start getting a little hint that you've divulged to the wrong person, the next time he or she come around you and say, well, hey, what's going on with that you was talking about? Just play stupid. Huh? What about it? Oh, it ain't nothing. Everything's straight and walk off. Now they know don't come back to you asking about anything. And if you ain't told them nothing else pertaining to the situation, you know they can't go spread nothing. They might know some of the information, but they don't know the final result unless they got it from another party. You understand what I'm saying? You have to be careful, very careful what you tell folks. But some folks, they want to know everything about you, what you did, who did what, why. And you crazy enough to go tell them everything, thinking, well, I'm transparent. I don't care. I ain't got no secrets, honey. You better hold on to some of them jewels. You better keep some of that stuff to yourself. Just can't tell everybody everything. Especially people who, if you've ever been in trouble with the law, that everybody know that's common sense. You got to go out here and have somewhere to live. You got to get a job. So do you really want to be out here in the street divulging everything you did, knowing you got to take care of yourself and better yourself? And so if you ever get on your feet, something pops off, you're the first person they come look at with something deviant because you went running your mouth telling all your business. Well, honey, it happens. You got to think about that. A lot of people don't mind though. I tell you, here in the South, that's why I keep telling you all, the stuff these people do here is different than anywhere in the world. Well, they do, Katina. They do. Hello, Gigi. Hi, baby. What you doing? Oh, Patricia. So Patricia says she shares her testimony with people. Well, Patricia, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But my thing is, still, all in all, my thing is, like I always say, you got to choose your battles. You got to decide whom you want to share testimonies with about your past, your life, what you're going through at the moment, your opinion about something. Because I'm telling you, everybody is not a good receiver of said information. And it doesn't matter if it's about you or not. It could just be your opinion. Well, I think maybe you should do this. And before you know it, somebody got an attitude and they tripping. What? Let me read that again. What the hell? What was that? I never understood why you have to let out the sides of your drawers to fold, left without silence is a virtue. Girl, you speak. Well, ain't nobody need to know the size of my undergarments. They big girl size. That's all you. They're the biggins. That's all you need to know. She wear big girl size. Okay, that's it. Oh, Satan, you's a liar. Okay. But this is true. I'm telling you. Because you have to be careful. They just start telling people stuff. Yeah, and he did this, and he did that, and he went over here, and he did this, and he did that. That's just like right now. You get mad at your boyfriend, because I see this with young people. I've seen this happen. He gave the girl a disease. So now she mad, and she gonna go tell everybody he burned her. Okay, well, guess what? What you forget to realize. You're telling on yourself. Ting. You're telling on yourself. You see, why you're saying bad things about him, and he could be the one who gave you something. You're now still telling the world that you also have the disease. So what have you gained? Because people are looking at you to say, well, hell, you got it too. So what the hell are you talking about? See, this is what I'm saying. You have to think. I think of a young girl right now. Got with a guy, he burning everybody. He was burning the girl who was allegedly her cousin. And then I found out years later that they hook up and she dated him and then married him. So I thought, why would you marry this guy who was dating your cousin? And you knew he was abusive to her, he was cheating on her. You knew that he wasn't keeping himself cleaned up like he should. And I'm gonna leave that alone. Let you do the math on that. You don't think he was staying clean down there in his undergarments? Besides itching. And then he's burning your cousin. You knew this about him. You also knew that he was abusive, kicking in her doors, all that type of stuff, jeopardizing her housing to where she was about to get evicted, making all these babies with her, wouldn't provide. He liked to rob people for a living. He was known to rob people. So it was like, why would you then go marry this guy? Well, this is true, Sonia. Yes, people talk too much. You're right. And you need to be careful about posting pictures of your family because people do it naturally as your Facebook page or whatever you want to show your children, your mom and auntie. But see, I've noticed that on the date site, the men be showing pictures of their children, their nieces and nephews and the grown children. I thought you shouldn't be posting these people's pictures on a date site. You don't do that. You want to show just yourself, your element where you are on a boat, a park, your living room, whatever. But you should not be posting pictures of your family members, your mother. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. But yeah, I thought that was a very odd story that this girl got herself tangled up. Yeah, right. In the background too. You're right, because your background tell your business too. Because let me tell you about that. I'm jumping off of stories. What I tell you about the date site. You talking about wanting a woman, but you got a purse hanging on the door handle in the back of a picture. So how you gonna put your profile up on the date site, but yet the bedroom's all white, which we know most men don't like all white furniture unless he's a girly type, homosexual man. So you in a bedroom with all white, and here I am looking at as the Southerners call it, a pocketbook hanging on the door handle. Do you know I laughed when I saw him talking about, hey, how you doing? I wanted to say, how that purse doing on that doorknob? How that pocketbook doing? That yours? Oh, what? That's your mama. You in your mama's bedroom taking a picture. Come on now. Stop the foolishness. See, people don't think about none of that when they take the pictures. None of that. Well, and that too. I've seen pictures of that too. When I see too many towels hanging up in the bathroom, when the men take their selfies, I don't care for that. I don't want to see all your wash rags hanging over the shower rod and 15 rags and towels hanging on the bar. That is not a pretty look in your bathroom. At least have one towel hanging on the rod neat before you take the selfie. I said people don't think before they do stuff. They don't think it out. But as I was saying about the young girl, she married her cousin's baby daddy, and he took her down through there. It was said he was in a restaurant, little bar with other people, other girls, got back to her. And now I hear he done went and moved in with a older woman. So I said to myself, well, damn, I wonder did he get a divorce from her? But that shows you he's out here looking for somebody to take care of him because he's never going to grow up. Well, this is what's crazy about that. He was adopted, sent to Mississippi to live with some family members. They took good care of him, from my understanding. This family loved him. They gave him everything. He even had a college scholarship playing football. He messed that up down there in the bottom of Tennessee near Memphis because he couldn't keep his fingers to himself, picking up stuff that didn't belong to him. And my understanding is that they ran him out of Memphis because he robbed somebody. So then he came up here to these parts and he started doing the same damn thing. And he even caught a case a couple years ago down in Roane County that's below me for robbing a convenience store and cut the worker with a knife. You see, he's wayward. Had everything, raised by some good fine folks, Christian folks, and it wasn't good enough for him. He did what he wanted to do. And I won't doubt that if I was to see him today, he's on the same page he's been on. He just don't have no empathy for others. He don't have no empathy Nice looking black man. Do you hear me? Nice looking young black boy. He could be so much more than what he is putting out into the universe, but it is his choice to be a bum. It's his choice to be a bum, stick up guy, robber, passing shit around to other women. That's his choice. He likes that. So we let him have it. I tell people I wouldn't even worry about it. I wouldn't worry about it. But I couldn't understand the young lady. I know her. She's a nice looking girl. And I was telling her mama one day. I said, "Why would your child marry him? Why would you? Why would she settle for that, knowing how he treated her cousin?" And I said, "Damn, y'all act like y'all ain't related. Why would your child want to go mess with a man who was her cousin's baby daddy? What the hell is wrong with y'all? Jeez." And then look at that. You done went and got with him, married him. He out here cheating on you. Still getting in trouble probably with the law. Going to court for the old cases. Probably getting new cases. Stealing from folks. Then he probably still burning you. Because obviously he don't like wearing a condom. And now, lo and behold, they ain't together. He would have owed a woman allegedly. And I heard that a few months ago. I said, well, I don't know, don't care. Y'all got all that ghetto ratchetness. I don't get down with them type of scenario and situation. I don't even like hearing that type of talk. I don't like that kind of talk because I don't live like that and I don't want to be around none of that. Now, how people live, who they lay with, make babies with, marry, that is their business. But all of those ghetto ratchet stuff, talking about jail and robbery and boom, boom, stick them up and, all of that type of street stuff, I'm not with it. I'm not turned on by it. And I tell people that if you all really realize what you're missing in life, you would live better and you would act better. There's people out here who don't know anything about that type of life. They don't know anything about being robbed, stick up guys, people selling drugs, on drugs, getting drunk every day, turned up. Well, you're right. There are probably a lot going on with quarantine right now. Bad relationships. People probably gonna get in bad relationships because they can't go nowhere and try to get out and meet, some decent people. Quarantine probably gonna stir up all kind of trouble. But I'm just saying people need to make better decisions about the people that they land with and slumbering with and getting in relationships with because you can't go back. You can get yourself wrapped up in a really bad situation that you can't get yourself out of because you done picked the wrong partner. But I see it all the time with young people, and I see it with people my own age. I don't even like calling myself middle-aged, but I am. I am middle-aged. Well, honey, this is what people do on Facebook, honey. Facebook is the tell-all. That's just what people do. That's all social media is. It's an illusion. You post your house, your car, your new this, your new outfit, where you went last night, this and that, but it doesn't really mean anything. It doesn't mean that you have a great life because you show a nice, big, fancy house, a nice looking car. It doesn't mean that you're happy. It's just a photograph. That's all it is. Just like me sitting here talking to you does not mean I'm happy every day. I have the best life. I've told you all my struggles right now. There's things I'm trying to do, I want to do for my own betterment and upliftment of myself. So that's the point. Yes, people are broken. And a lot of people don't realize that. You just looking, it's just like TV. You see these famous people, you're seeing the wealth, the jewelry, the pretty hair, the makeup, the nice homes. You're just assuming that they're happy. They have all that they could want and more. But then you start hearing all these crazy stories of them getting in trouble with the law, killing themselves, beating up other people. Then you realize they're not that happy. They got everything that you could want. Most people are miserable because they don't have money. That's why the average person is miserable, I think. They don't have no money. They can't make no money. They can't get more things to make their life better. A better home, better car. Those are the things that make people miserable. Miserable because they want to be with somebody that don't want them. So these famous people will have all of that. Money in the bank, credit cards, stuff given to them free, be in a relationship, yet they still not happy. They're starving themselves, they're killing themselves They're getting high. They're drinking themselves to death. So in your mind, you're thinking, well, what the hell are you miserable about? Because you have everything that I want and need or desire, but yet you are miserable and you will go take your own life. Why? When you have everything. But as they say, you're not in their shoes, so you don't know what is going on with them mentally and internally, what demons they are fighting. So that's why I say everything is an illusion. You know, well, you can't tell people what to post on that Facebook, girl. They're supposed to talk about themselves all day. I'll tell you, the one thing I'm so sick of hearing and seeing is this talking about your baby daddy. Well, you can get too personal because I've done it before. You know, took pictures of my bedrooms and I thought about myself. That's too personal. You shouldn't be doing that, Angela. You ain't never been that type. Don't do no mess like that. You don't need to show your whole house, living room, this. A lot of people show, you know, when they redid a room. I did that once. I redid a room or a table. But then you have to always think it's really not a good idea to show every little thing that you're doing. Well, humbly, you probably do feel better after changing what you were doing on Facebook. That's why a lot of people come off Facebook. I've met a lot of men. Now, I don't know if it has anything to do with betterment, but I've met a lot of men who don't do Facebook. But I'm going to be truthful with you. Some of these men I've met, I think a lot of them don't do Facebook because they weren't living right, some of them. I'm not going to say all. I can't speak for everybody, but I think you ain't been living right. You've been putting your hand in the cookie jar too many times. And something started popping up on Facebook that you didn't like. Folks started talking. Somebody started going in your girlfriend, your wife's DM. Now all of a sudden, Facebook is public enemy number one. No, they ain't had nothing to do with Facebook. You just weren't living right. And karma came home. And karma came home. And that's the problem. As I stated, people are using social media as a place to hook up with people, stalk people, gawk at people, pull up all their personal information and their pictures and stuff. And when you think about it, that's pretty personal. That you can just go over to somebody else's Facebook page and look at all their personal pictures and stuff. Hang the sign out. Well, you're right. Well, that's what Facebook is. It's a big sign. It's a real big sign. Because folks get on that box and they talk and tell everything. Like I told you about my baby sister, I want to talk to her. Baby, you need to quit talking about stuff on Facebook, whatever problems you having or what you think people don't like you doing. Just talk to them people directly. Or maybe you need to quit talking in general at all to whomever you've been talking to, because obviously they don't understand, you know, what you're trying to do with yourself or whatever you're trying to better yourself. So maybe it's time you just stop talking altogether. Well, you do, because I keep telling you all, you don't know people. When you sit up here and you show everything about your life, you showing where you work. Some of y'all even have on your Facebook where you work. Why do you have that up there? 28 in the chat, 29 thumbs up. Thank you. Super Chatter Queen, if you feel like it, thank you. But I'm saying, do you really need to put the company you work for? Imagine falling out with somebody. They got a great secret about you that don't nobody know, that ain't a nice one. Now they know where to go call the head knocker and tell them something about you. You all better think. You work for a hospital, a corporation, that does not need to be on your Facebook about info. Get the wrong guy, girl, to like you, don't like you. Now they can sit outside the building and wait for you to come out. You all have to think out here. You want to tell people that you in the healthcare profession, then just put that in the about information. Healthcare professional. They don't need to know that you're a CNA. They don't need to know that you're a nurse. They don't need to know the facility you work for. That should be off limits. Don't put up there that you work for St. John's Hospital or you work for such and such company, FedEx or whatever. Do people really need to know that? Now you got the location of where you live. You live in Memphis, Tennessee. You work FedEx. You up here posting. Oh, I'm on my lunch break. I got off in 2 hours. Now I know what time you get off. Now I know where you work. Now I know your schedule. Now I know to sit outside FedEx and wait on you. Now I know to follow you, find out where you stay. What else I need to know once I follow you home? I'm just saying. And social media is really not good for people who are famous because they can find you. That's how they found Pop Smoke, the rapper, posting the shopping bags, and they had the address on the damn bags. Then here's another photo of him and his friend standing in front of SUV, and the numbers of the house, of the rental house where he was staying. See, you have got to think before you do stuff. Stop posting the neighborhood where you stay. I live in such and such street. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. You taking a picture of the house. You don't think folks won't Google. You think somebody won't go ask somebody in the DM, where she stay at? What neighborhood she live in? Oh, yeah, she live over there off of 15th Street, blah, blah, blah. Now somebody really don't like you. Hey, Terry, know where you stay. Know when you go to work. Know where your husband work, boyfriend work. Know the schools your children go to. So you just giving the enemy everything he or she wants. Because you want to post to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram or whatever. Y'all best stop that. Me and Bob always talked about that. We was talking about a certain case on here. Baby mama love to stay on Facebook, telling all her business and problems, and then people start judging her. Why wouldn't they? You know? You want people to feel sorry for you, identify with you. You lost a child, but the only thing you can do once the child buried is stay on Facebook posting stuff, nasty memes and crazy nonsense and comments about the baby daddy or this and that. Everybody knows where you work. There is no way in hell I'm going to stay on Facebook. People know all my business. My child been found murdered, and I'm going to be on Facebook. You know what my damn business with a hospital I work and all kind of stuff. I ain't no way I do nothing like that. You're not getting ready to know nothing. You're not getting ready to know nothing. Because first of all, when a tragedy struck, I be trying to get somewhere and duck myself off where don't nobody know where I stay. And it sure as hell don't know where I work. But when you like living a certain way, you want everybody in your business. You want to be, shot caller. You want to be out there, ghetto, grimy, ratchet, clout chasing, want to be seen. Well, you don't mind people knowing where you work. You don't mind they know where you live. You don't mind they know what kind of car you drive. Come on now. Well, like I said, everybody is different. I have learned this from dealing with people. Everybody's different. A lot of people like the Facebook, Instagram, show all your privateness, put your booty out, your kitty cat out, your boom booms out, talking nasty, ratchet, telling all your business. My thing is, a lot of those people to me are very lonely individuals, very insecure, mentally disturbed people. And what's worse is when you are grown, like my age, and you acting like you're 22 years old and don't know when to shut up and be quiet and revere yourself and hold something sacred about yourself. You have to think before you post stuff. Well, look, you should know from dealing with the FBI you could be found. Okay, leader. You should know dealing with the FBI you could be found. You could be found, baby. A lot of folks think they can go underground. But like they say, you are a walking blueprint. Everything you touch got your fingerprint. Most stores have surveillance cameras. So every time you walk out your house, park your car, you went in the Dollar Tree, they saw you. Walmart, they saw you. The liquor store, they saw you. Ross, they saw you. You went in the mall, they saw you. Somebody saw you. Your phone pinged off of how many towers from the time you walked out the house and you came back, parked your car in front of your apartment, house, driveway. You can't do nothing. Baby, you under siege and don't even know it. And I'm just keeping it real. 1 hour and 59 minutes in, almost 2 hours. Thanks for joining me. 26 in the chat, 31 thumbs up. Thank you so much. Oh, Lord. Now, Humbly, don't start this talking crazy. Talking about a chip in the bra. Ooh. Well, this an old sports bra and ain't no chip in it because it's barely holding on. Ain't nothing but some thin cotton. So, I know ain't no chip in this one. He reported that I was impersonator. Oh, wow. Okay. Dang. Yeah, that's crazy. Lord, I hear the sirens coming. I wonder what's going on now. It's always something. Well, you guys, I would say this has been a very interesting chat. We have talked about everything today. Miss K. Michelle crying about R. Kelly, wishing he could help her with her music career. And I'm thinking to this helper, baby, all these talented producers out here, you can't go to any of these guys and women to help you with your music career. See, this is what I meant to say earlier. You've lost your focus, K. Michelle. What you should be worrying about is making music to pay your damn bills and keep food on your table and preserve a better life for yourself during COVID. Because I'm assuming most famous people are trying to keep their pockets full and make more money at a time when people can't go out here and make no money and film and make videos and do concerts and yah, yah, yah. Who the hell during COVID is worried about R. Kelly? What? Folks are sick and dying out here, and the only thing you can do is go to Twitter and talk about you worried about R. Kelly and not being able to consult with him on your music career. Well, I be damned. Yeah, homegirl, you need to go see a therapist. Check yourself in the nearest hospital because you need help. R. Kelly should be the least thing on your mind. Right, want to be relevant. Because, like they said, comparing his pedophilia, his deviant sexual behavior with other drug addicts, alcoholics, is out of line. It's out of line. You're in a whole nother box when you like sleeping with little girls. Sorry. Having sex with little girls, it's not the same as being an alcoholic. Not the same as a drug addict. Having a sexual addiction, okay, that's one thing. He might be. But I heard one person, I think it was Dr. Phil or somebody say, he don't believe in sexual addiction. He don't believe that nobody's addicted to sex. Country music? What are you talking about? Wait a minute. Are we talking about the same person? I don't know anything about K. Michelle and country music. I'm confused. But anyway, K. Michelle, worry about yourself and staying COVID free and stacking paper to feed yourself. R. Kelly, all right. Because guess what? He gets 3 meals a day and he's inside a secure building. So you need not be worried about what the hell he's doing and why he can't come outside and play with you and help beat on the drums and the keyboard. Bye, pretty baby elephant. Have a wonderful night. Have a great day tomorrow. See, this is when you realize how crazy people are. They don't have no common sense about themselves. Well, Humbly, I'm not trying to be funny. It just sounded weird to me. Why she want to sing country music? I'm curious. Y'all do know that Mr. Charlie Pride just passed away. Sorry, I'm buffering. Charlie Pride passed away, country singer, since we're on the subject of country singers. Well, she can go sing, and maybe she can find a country producer that can help her. Why she going to country? Because R. Kelly locked up. I'm confused. I can't with y'all. I tell you what, I think about when we have tragic things that happen in the world, like when 9/11 happened. I always said to myself, how could anybody go out and murder somebody or rob somebody after. Oh, I didn't know. Are we talking about the same person? The black girl that sings? You talking about somebody else, man? I'm confused. How a person could go out here and commit crimes when the buildings fell down, the world was okay. I hear you. The world was falling apart. We didn't know what was going on with these foreigners. It's like, how could you go out here and harm other people when we have an imminent threat right here in this country? Foreign people that came into the country trying to harm us, which they did on 9/11. I never could understand the mindset of people. And when you go back in the book of life, you might watch Dateline and they'll spin a story of something that happened. And it'll be like right around the time it was 9/11 or 2 or 3 days later. And in your mind, you're thinking, what the hell were you people thinking? You got time to go plot a murder or commit a crime when the world had fell apart? Okay, well, humbly, she's not going to humble herself because, one, she probably don't have what it takes to be humble. It takes a special kind of person to humble themselves. Oh, R&B. Leader, I didn't know. That's why I'm looking at it like, what is she writing? Because I ain't never heard such. Well, let me tell you something. K. Michelle ain't going to be singing nothing if all she want to do is go to Twitter and type in nonsense about R. Sylvester Kelly, because ain't nobody thinking about R. Kelly. And if there is some pilgrims out here thinking about R. Kelly, they need to go crawl in a hole somewhere. And that's just my public opinion. I don't feel nothing for Robert. I hate even now if I turn on my videos and one of his songs come on because I liked his music. It bothers me that I still like some of his music because it's like, how did this person fool so many people? We thinking he was just this talented guy when all along the only thing that Negro cared about was screwing somebody. He doesn't care about anybody. And I'm sorry he had men messing with him and touching him. Well, and that's the point, Leader. You're right. And I've talked about that too. People will vouch for people because they're friends with them. That's their family member. And they know that they foul, but they still will uphold them. So my thing is, it's just sad that this man is so talented, but seemed to me, his only plight in life was bedding women and children because he had slept with so many women. And when he started having those problems last year or so, I thought, it's a wonder you still have your penis intact. All the women you done bedded. And one thing nobody ever talked about is the possibility that Robert could have HIV or AIDS. You done slept with all these women. You know he ain't used no condom. Come on, y'all. Let's keep this realistic. Robert has slept with a lot of women. And he's also been linked to being bisexual with Bubba. So you've been sticking your penis in a man's bottom and probably vice versa. And you also been sleeping with a lot of women with no condom. And you want me to think in 2020, well, that too, the big H. Okay, but the point I'm saying, the point is, at some point, at this point, you want me to think he has not bypassed all them diseases and he's not HIV? Well, Mary Blue, I agree. He's nasty. And I just refuse to believe that man probably don't have the big package because he's done slept with so many folks. Because my thing is about anything. You get pregnant one time, you can get a disease one time. You can get HIV AIDS one time. You ain't got to keep sleeping with nobody to catch it. There's just no way. He could have slept with all these women. And they said, if you go to the health department right now and get tested for any type of STD, the first thing they will tell you is that you have a high propensity to get HIV if you have slept around with no condom. And if you keep getting venereal diseases, you are opening your chance at a higher rate to get HIV if you do not use the condom and if you do continue to get venereal diseases. I don't think those people are making that up. Why would they? Well, he is an embarrassment. He's an embarrassment, first of all, as a man, as a black man. He's an embarrassment to the music industry because a lot of people trusted him with their careers and they collaborated with him. He's a disgrace to his family, yes, his children, and any woman that he took up with, and that woman was invested in him and thought that he cared for her. So somebody's late coming in the chat. He don't have that Magic Johnson money. Well, you can't have Magic Johnson's money when one, you can't read or write. You got to know what's in your bank account. Hell, when he did that interview with Gayle King and said that was his first time ever going to the bank, I thought, well, how was your bills getting paid? You trusted a stranger to spend your money, write checks for you, pay your bills? That is insane to me. Hello, Edward. How are you? I meant to speak to you earlier. I'm so sorry I ignored you. I was trying to get all my information out while you all had first, came in on the chat. What YouTube channels you been on? What you been doing, Edward? Hey, Nitra. It's my girl. Edward, you don't never come over and holler at me on Instagram. What's that all about? You scared? Edward, you scared of me? What they say in the street, you scared, go to church. You don't never come over there and say hi to me. No, none of y'all come over there and say hello. Nitra liked one of my pictures. I appreciate that so much. I want to tell you that too. Thanks a lot. Oh, so Fantasia, she has reading problems or comprehension problems? Well, see, that's what I don't understand. It's that when R. Kelly started in the business, how's it that no one knew that he couldn't read or write? You see, that's when someone should have stepped up and said something. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. I don't even get notifications for when people subscribe to the channel. They used to send stuff to let us know somebody subscribed. I don't even get them anymore. So I don't know. A lot of y'all saying y'all don't get no notifications when I'm on. Well, that's my point. He has no excuse for being illiterate. Because I've heard of so many famous people, educational people, that now know how to read and write. They're good at math. That's because somebody took the time out to help them. And it is sad that somebody didn't jump up and say, well, Robert, I realize you're having problems reading. So we're going to offer you a tutor, woo, woo, woo. And, I don't know if the people were just afraid to confront him, thinking he might, go off or get flipped, because that would be an embarrassing thing, to confront someone saying, hey, I realize, you can't read or write. So maybe that's what happened. They didn't say nothing. And then he talked to somebody he trusted to let them be over his money and business. You come over there later and holler at me, Edward. Lord have mercy. It won't kill you to come over and say hello. Most none of y'all come over there and say hello. Maybe y'all don't need to say hello. I don't know. So you say Robert was just a pawn in this disgusting industry. Well, I don't know. I was on this Fujiano's documentary, the little new rapper coming out of Georgia. I was watching him last night on YouTube late, and he was saying that the rap industry is all fake. He says most of the guys rapping ain't about the life, and it's not what we think it is. Well, see, that's the whole point of what I said about social media in general. It's all an illusion. A photograph is an illusion. You think you know the person in the photograph, the Instagram pic. You think you know the people on Facebook. You think you know the people on TV. You think you know the people in the music videos. You don't know those people. You don't know a damn thing about them. You don't know what's in their heart, what's on their mind. You don't know them. You think because they rapping about shooting somebody up and selling drugs that they really a killer or that they really hard. How do you know? You don't know. Well, that's the point. Well, that's the point, Nitra. You're right. You start making the money, you ain't worried that you can't read or write. You just want to cash your checks and go on. But I'm going to be truthful. R. Kelly's case is probably the most unique case because I can't see anyone not. Oh, my ears ringing. not wanting to know what their value is with their paycheck. I just can't see having someone have access to my money and I don't know what my money is or what I have in the bank or I don't know the documents that I'm signing. That makes no sense. Good night, Sonia. Oh, Nietzsche said his wife tried to help. That's what I meant to ask too. Where is that heifer at? Because I ain't heard nothing about that crazy girl, that wife that was crying and moaning. Where's she been? Oh, I think I heard a story. I think TG had it on her channel, I think, about the little boy, I think. I saw it up on the YouTube queue. So, what happened to the baby? I wonder. Someone exposed her. December 4th. So they arrested a 20-year-old. So I wonder the 20-year-old she had been messing with him or what? Ooh, see, that's why I haven't been bringing y'all no crazy stories. I've been just talking to you all about basic stuff, my little crazy shenanigans. 32 in the room, 35. Thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So you want Drea to keep it real. Yeah, that's her name. Well, see, a lot of people thought she was fake. A lot of people thought she was putting on with the shenanigans and the drama when she was being interviewed with the fake cries. I don't really know because I don't like to say, I don't want to say anything disparaging about her only because of the stuff we've heard about R. Kelly and his demeanor with women and girls. I think he has done some malicious things to her sexually. I think he abused her. But I just think it's the way her delivery comes off. It seems animated. That's all I'm trying to say. I think she was animated about certain things. But my thing is this: if she walked into a room, no, let me take this back. If she had to knock on the door and couldn't enter the room like a normal wife could enter a room and her husband in a house that you live with somebody, I thought that was odd. So that's what made me think she tell the truth because other girls have said that about R. Kelly when he had the house down in Johns Creek, Georgia, outside of Atlanta. That was said by more than one person that you couldn't enter a room on your own. You couldn't walk about the house on your own. They kept you in separate rooms. See, that's where y'all messed up because ain't nobody getting ready to keep me nowhere. Robert Kelly could have flew the Queen to Georgia, Chicago, but the first time somebody told me, "Oh, excuse me, you got to stay here. You can't come out here. You can't do this. You can't do that. I ain't going to get you nothing to eat." I'm coming up out of that. I'm coming up out of there. Let me tell you, you're not getting ready to lock me in no room. You're not getting ready to lock me in no basement. And I could come out at some point. At that very point that I can come out the said room, basement, whatever, Queen is bolting for the door. That's the first time you see the flash of a big girl running. Because, yes, I'd be hollering tail. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you. Rebecca, this is a very weird color. It's kind of like a bluish, purplish to me. To me, I could be colorblind. But as I look at the picture that you all are seeing, it looks more royal blue in this camera. But if I'm looking at it myself, it don't look nothing like the color that's reflected on the camera. Well, people will do. Thank you, Rebecca. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Well, you're right. People will do anything for money. That's why people are so messed up and jacked up now because they're so greedy for fame and fortune, and they'll do anything. They'll say anything. They'll lie because we have learned that with people in the industry or entertainment. People will lie on people, make up stuff. They'll say they was assaulted. They'll say they was abused. They'll lie and say it was their child when really the child is not theirs. All kind of crazy stuff with famous people because that's the problem is people are just out here to use people. People out here to use famous people. The famous people are tainted going into business or they become tainted in the business. So you got all these different elements running around and then here comes the he said, she said, here comes the tabloids, here comes the news cameras. Now you got your full-blown story on some mess. What somebody last said. I want to read that last comment. Okay, Humble says you try not to judge her. Well, that's why I said I can't say what went on in the house with Robert and Drea, but from what we've seen with the other ladies, I'm not gonna sit here and think he didn't mistreat her as well. I just think some people think Drea just was animated with trying to get these news interviews with these said news stations a while ago, and she didn't seem like with the View. They just thought she didn't come across as genuine when all that stuff was going on and she was doing interviews. They felt like she was really just wanting the fame for being interviewed and not really being a voice for being abused, if that makes any sense to you. But as I state, it takes all kinds. I can't argue this point. It takes all kinds. Lord have mercy. So what else is going on in the news that you all want to discuss before I jump off of here? Because I said I was going to try to keep my lives down to 2 hours because this 3 hours is too long for my fans, too long for people joining in and don't know me. And 3 hours is a lot to watch a video on a YouTube channel. You know, you don't have movies on for 2 hours. So these lives is just very long. But you know, when you start talking about this, then you jump over here and you mention something, and one of y'all will mention something else in the chat, and it just goes on and on. Before you know it, you see I'm at 2 hours and 21 minutes. Nature, that means you ain't got nothing to do. If you can sit here and listen to me talk for 3 hours. See, I'm a night owl. I stay up late. Because y'all already know what I'm going to do when I get off of here. I might find me something else to munch on. Because I went out tonight to the little package store, got me a little drinky poo. And I ain't going to do nothing but pin this hair up, honey, and get in that shower, baby. Queen will take a nice little shower. And then she going to pull her little toddy. And, honey, she going to stretch her hair and try to watch something. And I don't never, thank you, I enjoy being with you all too. I don't never watch no movies. Got Netflix and all that. That stuff is wasted. All I'm doing now is watching music videos. I done got me a schoolgirl crush on me a little youngin' right now. Patricia, cut it out. Somebody once told me that your voice puts me to sleep. I said, I don't know if that sounds good. I had an aunt tell me that once. Your voice puts me to sleep. I said, that don't sound good. That sounds kind of offensive. Oh, Peacock. Yeah, I got a notification about something about Peacock today that came up in the Google News. I need to pull it up. Oh, Netflix done went up $6. Well, I don't pay for Netflix. I have a kind church member who signed me up on it last summer late, and I ping off her Xfinity for the Netflix. Oh, you're going to go back and watch my live? Well, I appreciate it. You know, the Queen, I done brought y'all so much news. For those who are just joining us, the Queen has talked about 2 proposals for the stimulus package for this year. They will go into, should be going into a vote on the 18th, which is Friday. Oh, it's relaxing. Well, thank you. There are certain towns shutting down. New York is the first state to have the Pfizer vaccine. So the people in New York are getting the vaccination. They may shut down. This is what the governor and the mayor de Blasio has said. Right now, if you live in New York City, New York area, Metro, the boroughs, you cannot dine inside of an establishment. They will be closed. You can order takeout, but that is it. They will make a decision on the stats of the COVID to make a decision that they will shut down the entire state of New York. As I told you all last week, California shut down last Sunday at 11:55 p.m. Trying to think what else I talked about. Voting on a new stimulus package. New York just got the first Pfizer vaccination. Many places around the United States have a high uptick of COVID. Some places are contemplating shutting down. I think Georgia is not contemplating shutting down. Georgia don't give a damn no way. They don't care about all of them. Y'all just be found dead down there. An abandoned toddler, yes, that was the story of my video. An African-American male child, believed to be 2 years old, was discovered today at a drop-off facility of Goodwill. He was left there by a male and a female. The male has been apprehended. He is in custody. He rammed the deputies' cars down there in Southhaven, Mississippi, trying to evade arrest. And I do not know if this is the mother and the father, but they have been identified. And we are talking about this subject matter, trying to figure out who are these people, who are they to the child. He is said to be safe. I'm assuming he's in the state's custody. Oh, Nietzsche says she's 15 minutes away from where the toddler was left. Well, I hear a lot about Southhaven. I got a lot of Facebook friends. I guess they're relatives. I don't really know. That are down there. They're in Southhaven. They're in Memphis and they're in Southhaven. And I also know there's an area of Southhaven that's in Memphis, Tennessee. I did learn that the few trips I made to Memphis back in the day. The Queen has not been to Memphis, Tennessee since '05, spring '05. It's been a long time since I've been down there. Right, left with a note. I forgot about that. I did forget to tell you all the baby was left with a note. Now, I also wonder what the note said. Thank you, Nietzsche. Nietzsche, you stay up on everything. I forgot about that in my commentary, that there was a note left with the child. Look at y'all. Y'all talking about 50 million different things in this chat. Well, I'm sure, Nietzsche, I'm sure it has changed down there. Because it's been a long time since the Queen been in Memphis, baby. I got A1 Memphis blood in me, baby. That's where my mama is from. My mother was born and raised. It's Memphis, Tennessee. So, leader says the governor of Florida has not asked for shipments for the hospitals in the county I live in. Good Lord of mercy. Well, they may not have been able to provide for the baby, but you know, my thing is that wasn't the place to drop a child off. You could have called the state to pick your child up, and or you could have called an adoption agency and they would have gladly met with you and let you know if they could have rendered services to take your child, and then you all follow through with the appropriate paperwork. She didn't know because obviously she didn't call nobody. That's why I'm curious of why she did that. Because now you will be charged with abandonment. As I stated in my previous commentary, certain states will charge you for abandoning a child in a public place because there is an age group for abandoning a baby. The baby has to be at least 3 months old. I think between 3 and 6 months in most states. Anything older than that, it is child abandonment. That's the law. Every state has their own laws about leaving children at a hospital, fire hall. They should have called the state. They should have called somebody and said, I can't take care of the baby anymore. Can I meet you somewhere? You come pick up the baby. And that's the said commentary for this live Southhaven, Mississippi black baby toddler dumped off at the Goodwill drop-off facility. Ooh, Lord, I'm getting a headache thinking about this. Now you talking about vaccinations. Y'all, I'm just watching y'all in the chat. Y'all busy. Oh, leader, you want a baby? You want a little 2-year-old? You want a toddler? Well, let me say this before I check out of here. The Queen been dealing with enough toddlers that's above the age of 2. So Queen don't want no little ones. Well, that's the census of people who commented on the article that they was glad the child wasn't harmed. But as I told you all, we do not know what happened to the child before he was taken to this facility. We don't know what was going on with the baby. We don't know if he was abused mentally, physically, sexually. We don't know if he was eating properly. We don't know if he was left alone. You don't know if he was left in a closet, a basement. We don't know all that. See, a lot of people just want to say, well, they didn't kill him, they didn't hurt him. We don't know what they did to that baby. We're not going to know that till they give us a 411 how he was actually treated. But don't you find it odd the baby couldn't talk, give you his name? That's weird to me. Baby can't talk to say, well, my name is, such and such. My mama named such and such. They said the baby they couldn't get no information out the baby. That's odd because most 2-year-olds can talk. in this day and time, 2-year-olds today are like 10-year-olds. They can work an iPhone, they can work a remote computer. So I'm just saying. She said, husbandless. Y'all don't need me up here. Y'all need to find an open chat somewhere where y'all can talk. Y'all is really going at in this chat. Right, Nitra. Exactly. The baby could have special needs. He could be autistic. That's why I said I found it odd when they said he couldn't give us his name and his parents' name. I thought that was odd for a child to not to be able to give his parents' name or his own name. He may be autistic. Too much, like you say, too much for them to handle. But as I state, there still was a better way to place him into the appropriate facility and in the hands of professionals. That wasn't the way to do it. Because see, what I said earlier is, was the drop-off center open when they dropped the baby off? Naturally, the people work inside. No, you fine, baby, you fine. So you dropped them off outside. Yeah, they could have went to Human Services. They could have called them and said, hey, I'm having problems raising my kid. I need to place my child in DCS custody. People do it every day. People turn their children over to the state every day. See, most places are closed. Well, you could have called. I'm telling you, you could have found somebody to call. You could call the police and told them, I need somebody to give me a direct line to the agency. I'm trying to place my child somewhere. I didn't think about that, the agency's being closed, nobody not answering the phone, but we know they got to be answering the phone somewhere, Nitra, because people are getting welfare and food stamps. So somebody's answering the phone somewhere. Somewhere. Sweet Mary. Oh, Lord have mercy. Help me, Jesus. Well, what else y'all want to talk about? 2 hours and 31 minutes. The Queen has been very nice on this chat. We have talked about basic things today. And the Queen was very ladylike in this in this commentary. She said, my baby didn't know my name until my mama told her she was like 4. What? What you mean? That's odd to me. What you mean? Excuse me. See, y'all got me yawning. What you mean you want your baby to know your name? I'm confused. What you trying to say? Your business. What business you had? You ain't want your baby to tell. What you trying to say? Your baby talks a lot. What? Now, girl, don't start here. It's a good night. Oh, thank you. People be picking your keys up for information. Okay, I get that. Oh, y'all. I'm just looking at y'all in this chat. Thank you, humbly. Y'all like the blue. Oh, she said yes, big mouth little girl. Oh, that's me, Patricia. Ah, dang. Kids talk. You know why they talk? Because they're just getting in the world. They don't know anything. They don't know any better. They don't know any better. Yes, they're going to lie. They're going to manipulate. They're going to do that because they're little ones. They don't know any better yet. You can't tell no child. Don't you tell nobody that. Don't you? Now, certain things kids do keep a secret because we know about certain deviances that's exacted upon children and children don't tell, such as when they're being touched. But oh, I see. Nitra. Okay. But you trying to tell your child don't say you went to Walmart or went and got McDonald's, they gonna tell that. They gonna tell that. We went to McDonald's. Mama got me some chicken nuggets. Orange pop. I got a prize. Yeah, they gonna tell it. You can forget that. They gonna tell that, sister. Now, I'm sorry. Oh, Nitra said she can't hold water. I can't with y'all. Y'all are too funny. But that's the thing about being a child. Until you learn when to keep things sacred, you're not going to know until Somebody tells you can't tell stuff. She don't tell nothing no more after I took her to the girls' home. What you mean to the girls' home? What the hell kind of conversation we got going on here? Patricia, I can't fool with y'all. Y'all are really talking in this chat. My son went to say my name. My piece was shut. He was 55, I think, when he found out my name. Leader, you're killing me. So what was he calling you all that time then? He wasn't calling you mama. I know some of you mothers don't like y'all children calling y'all mama. Y'all got them calling him by your first name. I know my father, he didn't want me calling him daddy. I just thought you just want to be a Rolling Stone or something. Mommy only. Oh, okay. Okay. You all, oh, I don't know what to say about y'all. Y'all got me too tickled right now. Well, I got me a new boy crush right now on this little young fella, little young rapper. Oh, honey. I got a crush on him. Oh, make my eyelids burn. Okay, I got you, Miss Nitra. I got a crush on this little young cutie. It's something about him. His hair is gorgeous. That black boy got the prettiest hair. That Fujiano, oh, his hair is so pretty. And honey, I stayed up all morning listening here. I just play his video back to back. I said, look at you, stalking this little young boy. I sure did. Young rapper. Oh, I love him, honey. I can fantasize. Look. I can fantasize about Fujiano. Pop Smoke gone, so oh, help me Satan. I found Pop Smoke back in May. He was already deceased. I was so disgusted. I was like, I used to kill this boy like this. But that Fujiano, ooh, honey. Them dark eyebrows and that pretty curly hair. Okay, cougar style. It's just something about that little boy. Got me doing a jig. Yes, baby. Ooh, I mean, I won't lie. I'm attracted to younger men, but I know that it would never go anywhere. Somebody that, in their 20s or late 20s, they can't go nowhere. Okay, said you hard on some Pop Smoke. I love Pop Smoke. Oh, he ain't nothing but a younger version of 50 Cent. That ain't nothing but 50 Cent twin. I don't care what nobody say. When I first saw Pop Smoke on the video, I said, this is 50 Cent child sitting up here. Oh, you're 15 years older than your daughter's father. Go, Patricia. Oh, Nitra said, I don't keep up with rappers. Okay. Well, I just discovered them, in the videos in the queue. So, the videos just roll off. Well, my thing is we all have to have some type of fun. And ain't nothing wrong with fantasizing about somebody on TV or video, music video. Oh, she said, I don't like 50 Cent. Honey, 50 Cent don't like 50 Cent. 50 Cent don't like him. He talks too much. He's very arrogant, narcissistic. He's rude and he's nasty. And I really hate to see that that's how he became as a person, because I, didn't really know him, but here a couple of years, there's always something negative about him. Oh yeah, Pop Smoke's teeth. Pop Smoke has some teeth in his mouth. Like 50 Cent, both of them got a grill. Yes, but that Fujiano, y'all got to look him up. Ooh. That little black boy can rap. He got a rap style that's just out of this world, honey. That little black boy, he can put them words down, baby. You watch that one video called Trapper. It's a song called Trapper. That little boy can rap. 26 years old. Ooh. 50 Cent was my crush back in high school. Oh, my God. You was in high school back when 50 Cent was rapping? Oh, my Lord. That was in the early 2000s. Ooh, I was fully grown. How old are you, Queen? You young. Shut your mouth. I'm 49. Be 50 at the end of January. Ooh, God, let the Queen see it. I can't wait. As you all know, I've told you all, I have young men trying to pursue the Queen, but I don't see me doing that because I don't see me getting no enjoyment out of somebody 28 trying to talk to me, or 32 or 30, not even 35. It's too young. Oh, happy birthday. 36 on Sunday. Okay. I don't see me talking to no young guy. That's right. You didn't tell me it was your birthday. I forgot. Forgot about that. Yeah, I can't see me trying to talk to somebody 28 years old, because his mind is still going to be wayward. 9 times out of 10, he's still going to probably want to live a street person's life. He's still going to want to be dallying with different women. And why would I want to subject myself to that? Oh, okay, baby G. Talking about you want a salt and pepper shakers. Well, guess what? Some of them salt and pepper shakers can't move. So unless you want to be pushing them in their wheelchair or hover around, because big girl got bad knees. What I tell y'all, I'm not pushing nobody nowhere. Your salt and pepper better get up and walk. And you better not have no cane either. Say, you better not have no cane. You better get your butt up and walk. I wish I would give somebody to talk about. My back hurt. My knees hurt. Patricia said, TT. You better not get to talking about, okay, yellow pain. Don't start. I don't want to hear nobody talking to me about their back. That's why I'm attracted to the younger guys, only because they're virile. They still can move. They can dance. They can run. They can hop. They can jump over a fence. You ain't got too many men 49 jumping over no fences, girl. I love a good cane. Nature, what is you talking? Oh, Lord. Nature. Didn't I say I'm trying to keep my life clean? Don't start that shenanigans tonight. Don't start nothing you can't finish. Why Edward? Why sweet Edward? Edward that left. Edward the only little man that hang in these lives with me. I don't never get no men jumping on. Edward be the only one. Got poop bags. They got shot too much. Oh, Patricia, I can't believe you just said that. Huh? Well, guess what? Don't get one with a poop bag. How about that? Get you one that ain't been shot with a poop bag. I can't believe I just said that. Girl, y'all gonna make me cut this live off now for real, because y'all really showing out. Oh, you would be mad, wouldn't you? Get your little young one and he pull his clothes off and you see a bag. Oh, you be mad as you know what. Shut your mouth. You'll be real upset. Look, you won't be flipping and flopping around with that bag. I'm just saying. Y'all killing me. Oh, them young ones can push. Them salt peppers ain't got but one pump. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said about a young man, you want somebody that still can get around and exercise and run and hop and run up and down stairs with grocery bags. And that's all I'm saying. I ain't saying get a child, but what I'm saying, a couple years younger than thyself is compensatory. Okay. Ooh, Lord have mercy. I can't wait to turn my videos on. I'm helping my Fujiano, all the little young rappers. I'm helping them get their little paycheck during COVID, baby. I need somebody to watch my videos. Help me put some coins in my pocket. Because, baby, every time you watch them videos on YouTube, that's what you're doing, is help put money in their pocketbook. Any content on YouTube. Nietzsche said, I like older men. Okay, well, ain't nothing wrong with that. I haven't seen any older men that tickle my fancy as of yet. Because, you know, I am 49. So when you say older, we're talking about what, 60? Oh, I saw the video in the queue yesterday, I think, about Salt and Pepper's butt, and I didn't open it up because I was trying to watch something else. You know what? I'm going to watch that when I get off this live tonight. I'm not going to even watch myself tonight. Oh, thanks for watching my older videos. Yes, you guys, the Queen has lots of videos. I came to YouTube, what was it, last July? So I've got some that ain't even got but maybe 30 views. So if you want to go back into my history of when I was talking like the news lady, please join Everyday Shenanigans at the heights, at the beginning, rather, of her career on YouTube. Oh, 5 or 6 years. Oh, 5 or 6. Okay. Well, you still talking about under 50 then. 5 or 6 years is under 50. Yeah, I don't want them too old because you have to think about longevity. Smelling like Altoids and Vicks. Oh, like being gay. Well, which one of you in the chat had the younger man? Who was that in the chat that's got the young dude? That's Miss T, I think. She ain't been on here. Well, I'm not dating anyone. I'm not seeing anyone. I don't have anything going on. I ain't got an old one. I ain't got a young one. I ain't got a middle aged one. I ain't got nothing. I ain't even got the goldfish. Guess he at the store waiting on me to buy him. Lita says she's not dating. Well, I would love to meet somebody, but you see the luck I've been having lately on the site. It has not been in my favor. So I'm tired. Okay, catfish. Well, it ain't even been no catfish. Look, these little dusty salmons been showing me just who they are on the spot. Ooh, Nisha, you on your mouth got tree trunk that works and disease free. I can't. Oh God. He has to be my age to 52. And humbly, how old are you? Y'all know y'all talking cash junk on this live tonight, baby. Ooh, y'all busy. y'all are busy. Dusty salmon. Okay, I peed. Yeah, that's what the salmon smell like. Dusty pee. Oh my God, stop Satan. Oh, stinking fish. These men out here, they just something else. But like they've been telling me lately, some of the guys, these women, they don't want nothing either. They on this site. They come out the bag. All they want is sex and this and that. And I thought, when does a man complain about a woman just wanting sex? I thought that's what most of y'all wanted. Was a girl that'll give it up. So what did you complain? You complaining that they want to give up the cookies? See, you never can tell with these men. Okay, humbly it's 39. Okay, Nietzsche don't like salmon. I like salmon. Somebody he lied. Oh, y'all crazy. But I tell you what, after my live last night, guess what? I said I don't want to talk about it, but I'll say this before I check out of here. I ain't heard nothing still, and it's a new day. Probably going into what? Tuesday. Nobody's called the queen. Nobody said hello to the queen. No text messages or nothing. Yeah, I like salmon. Salmon's good. It's healthy. I like shrimp. I like whiting. I like catfish. I like seafood. But, they say you can't eat too much of that because you can get gout from eating too much seafood. I said, well, I thought it was only steaks. So now they say that with seafood. You eat too much of that, it builds up uric acid, whatever the hell uric acid is. I said, you can't eat nothing. You don't want us to eat box food, prepackaged food. Don't want us to eat bread. Don't want you to drink soda pops. Don't want you to eat sweets. Don't want you to eat flour. You can't eat nothing but cardboard paper. Patricia said she had no action in 5 years. Ooh, golly. You know you got some popcorn seeds down there and some lint paper. What? How about you scared? You just gonna have to use something, sweetheart. My little ankle itchy, excuse me. You gonna have to get you some condoms, baby. Brims and purchase. I don't know about that, Nika. I learned something new talking to y'all, I swear. What, Patricia? I haven't had any in 3. Dang, y'all ain't getting none. Woo. Go ahead, Queens. Y'all holding out. Yeah, y'all got popcorn seeds down there. Popcorn seeds, kernels, lint. You ain't seen your friend in 3 years. She ain't had none. She probably closed up by now. You peeing out a bag. Y'all sitting there talking about getting somebody with a bag. Who that mentioned about a bag in the chat? Him having a bag. That's what y'all gonna be peeing out of. Y'all ain't had nothing going on down there. Woo. Y'all some rough sisters, I swear. I can't fool with y'all. Well, this is true, nature. You're right. They safe. They are safe. You're right. Too safe. They ain't nothing going on. but some soap and water, I guess. That's it. Oh, you all are too funny. Your stomach hurts. Mine been hurt. Y'all some crazy women, I swear. I can't fool with y'all. These serial killers in Detroit. Well, you had to go to the suburbs and get your cutie, baby. I used to live in Michigan for 6 weeks. Never told you all that. I left Tennessee in 96 of December, and I went and stayed in Westland for 6 funky weeks. And that was the worst experience of my life. Oh my God, y'all crazy. Yeah, I stayed outside of Detroit, Michigan from December 96 to January 97. And I left that dusty ass town, excuse my language, went up there to stay with a friend. And she tried to use me to help take care of her and her 2 kids. She had one son that was sickly with a heart problem. And honey, that was a very horrible experience. I was living right across from the mall in some townhouses, across from the Westland Mall. I could walk to the mall and I could walk up the street to I believe that was Office Max or something like that. Because I ended up working there before I moved crossed over back to Chicago from Westland. Queen said she's over Detroit. Well, I mean, Detroit was rough looking, let me tell you. Is that the name of it? The Landings? I never knew what they were called, I don't know what they were called. I just knew they were right across from the mall, the townhouses. But the thing that was crazy was, honey, that was a weird experience being up there, her having that sick baby. The baby died while I was up there. The smaller child died because he had like a trach in his throat. Oh my God, it was just horrible. And yeah, I remember this girl who was friends. There was a white girl. She was friends with my friend's sister. And the white girl came and picked me up one day. She said, I'm going to take you around Detroit, show you around. And we drove all over Detroit. Sure, I looked at them buildings. I said, damn, this place is rough. I said, why the buildings leaning? I lived in Chicago for years, and I ain't never seen no buildings leaning in Chicago. Them buildings in Detroit, look, they were ready to come down. Them buildings was leaning over like they was doing the gangster lean. I said, one hard wind from Canada, all these buildings will tumble over. Ooh, forget this. Oh, honey, bye. No, baby, no. And I'm sure Michigan is a beautiful place because I've seen in a book, Michigan has some beautiful sand dunes. They're high, but they're gorgeous. So, every state's got pretty places, but I didn't see that when I was there. I was outside. I didn't see Westland much because it was dead of winter. I just went to work and came back home and watched a little TV. I didn't really have no life for them 6 weeks I was up there because girl was arguing with a boyfriend. They was having problems. The baby became very sick. So, it was just a bad experience. Then they ended up stirring up gossip about me, calling people back in Tennessee saying I was walking around up in the snow without shoes on. Because I had called back to Tennessee to talk to a relative. Her boyfriend answered the phone and he said, you all right? You all right? And I said, yeah, what the hell's going on? He said, they got a rumor out. You up there in Detroit walking around without no shoes on in the snow. I said, dude, I'm calling you from a house phone. So I doubt that I'm homeless. I'm calling you from a house phone. Especially the rich, the poor, civil. Well, this is what happens. You go stay with people you don't know nothing about. They're not the same as they were when you was growing up going to school. They change. Oh, yeah. Come on down and get some barbecue, baby. Come on down to Memphis and get you some. I'm a little further than Memphis. I'm East Tennessee, but Memphis at the bottom. They got good barbecue down in Memphis. But the point of the story is you don't know people. You grow up with somebody and then you meet them later in life and they're adults. Well, who they were as a child is not who they are as an adult. All that girl cared about was money and playing bingo and buying scratch-off tickets from the corner stores, with that the Arabs own. That's all she cared about was buying lottery tickets. And I didn't move to Michigan to take care of nobody. I didn't move there to get used. I was there to better my life, to change my own life. I didn't move somewhere to, have you use me as a slot machine. And then before I even get my money, my checks, you already talking about pay the light bill and this and that. And I thought, oh, yeah, let me get the hell out of here. So guess what? I called my cousin from Detroit and I made a smooth transition. I wrote that heifer a long letter, put her some money in the envelope for the phone bill, and I was gone. And trekked it back to Detroit for the night, went out to a little bar, a little lounge, and headed on over to the Shy, baby. After that. That's why I tell you the queen has lived. The queen has lived. One day I'll get on here, I might share a story about how I met this crazy African at a Jamaican club in Chicago one Christmas, and I ended up going to Toronto to visit him. I think I shared that story with you guys. Lord, that was a fool right there. Oh, Houston. Patricia, you in Houston. I want to know where Shawnee V is. Shawnee lives in Dallas or something. I thought she ain't been on here speaking or talking or nothing. I'm wondering if she's okay. I know some of you all take a break from YouTube. I mean, I watch YouTube, TV shows that come on cable. That's how I watch my shows, is on YouTube. So every blue moon, if I see something in the queue that's interesting on somebody's channel, I'll log over and see what they're talking about. I don't watch a lot of YouTubers' content, but every blue moon I'll turn on somebody. There's one girl, her name is Cordone or Leah Cordone. She does a lot of true crime information. I like her little content. I like her content. Well, it's 2:55, 19 in the room, and 37 thumbs up. You all have been good to a queen, baby. But I want to thank you all for joining me. Oh, into creating content. Well, need to do it. Start your channel, baby. Got to start somewhere. I'm trying to do TV and film. That's my passion. I'm 30 years late in that game. If I can make a couple of million and sit on down somewhere, I would gladly do it. Might even try a little comedy. I don't know if I can write my own material, but, I can give it a shot, do a little stand-up comedy. I think I got a little game about myself. Good night, everybody. I want to thank you all, though, for joining me. I want you all to mask up. See you later, Nitra. Thanks for joining me. I want to thank everybody in the chat. I want to thank all of you who came in, gave your comments. Those who sat quietly in the bushes and looked, that's fine too. I want to thank all of you for joining me, my new subscribers. I want to thank all of you that joined me. Thank you, Rebecca. God bless you all. Pray for Tracy in the UK. She's one of my fans. I'm praying for her. Pray for Miss Mary in Virginia, my friend, who is ICU with heart failure and COVID-19. You all mask up out there. COVID is real. People are sick and people are dying. And I don't want this deadly disease to affect any of you in my chat, my visitors, or my fans. I love all of you. I've enjoyed talking to you all. You all put me in the best spirit ever. Spirits, plural. I enjoy you. Patricia, thank you. Lita, thank you. Rebecca, thank you. Nitra, thank you. Edward, thank you. Joelle, thank you. Some of them logged off, I'm sure. I want to thank all of you for everything. Dondra Marie Arnold, thank you so much, baby. You all have been good to a queen, and you've helped a queen get to 4,000 subscribers. Humbly thank you too, baby. I thank you for everything. God is good. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my night. I feel so blessed to be in the company of such funny people. You all have really cheered the queen up. And I want to thank you. Like, share, subscribe, drop your comments below. Mask Up America. This is Everyday Shenanigans. I will be back with another live. Drop your comments below and tell me what you want to talk about, possibly tomorrow night or Wednesday night. I'll jump back on. If you got something you want to talk about, something new in the news, I will now start back bringing you hot topics in the news. And there will always be an open discussion thereafter of any other said information you want to discuss. You all have a safe night. God bless you tomorrow on your journey. This is Everyday Shenanigans. Bye-bye.